Adam lied, told me he was going to send me. Are we live?
We're live? Okay, one request, minimal profanity to start.
I don't use a lot of profanity. It's going to be all truth, no profanity. First, let's start off that Adam lied, told me he was going to send me a list of the debate topics. He didn't do that. He instead asked Moose what would he like to talk about, and then didn't even share that with me. But we already know he's biased. The veil of, what's the guy's name? Darth Sidious? It's already lifted, so we don't have to pretend to be Luke Skywalker. We don't know. So that's fine. You're still going to lose for sure. You're going to still try to help him, but you're probably as ill-informed as he is, so it won't matter.
This is the sound of a guy that was 16 minutes late. I just want to let y'all know that's all this is he's late.
That's real.
And he's just trying to like preface this that you were late, bro. I was here on time.
He was
here
studying.
If you're not here 10 minutes early, then you late, and you was here 30 minutes late technically if we going off that rule. 15. So your little like monologue you're starting off with doesn't mean anything, bro.
I was 15.
It's because you're late.
I was 15 minutes late.
I'm from Sacramento, 6 hours away, and I got here on time.
I was 15 minutes late.
Bro?
I was 15 minutes late. I informed Josh 30 minutes before that I would be 15 minutes late. Actually, I said I would be 20 minutes late, but I'll probably get there early.
That's
I got
the first
here.
I heard of that.
Yeah,
well,
nobody heard that in the office.
Well, guess what?
Your Jewish buddy.
Yeah, your Mossad handler.
I also sent it. Okay, so let's bet $100 that if you open your Instagram right now, there's not a message saying that I'm going to be late 20 minutes.
And
do you want to bet?
The best way to reach Adam is by his DM. Everybody knows the best way to reach is the DM.
Let's get the truth first.
You want me to find out?
Just go into Instagram, go into messaging, click that screenshot where I literally said I would be 15 minutes late. Bro, I'm a professional, bro. You used to deal with gangbangers and drug addicts.
What are you talking about? I'm a professional. You were late. That's not what professionals
15 minutes ago, you sent me a screenshot of you telling Josh that you were going to be late.
Wait,
at 1 o'clock.
I did not see that.
It actually was not 15 minutes ago, but
12:27.
Okay, was that 15 minutes ago?
30 minutes before the debate?
Was that 15 minutes ago?
15 minutes ago.
It was 50 minutes ago, and that's fine. I'm just the whole thing is, I let you know. I was professional. Everyone has been late before.
The
average person who works here would have been like, I got a flat tire or some bullshit.
So you're the average worker.
Listen,
that's an NFA attack.
I'm an average.
I'm attacking NFA.
Listen, we can sing together, but we can't talk together. Let me talk.
You're an average no jumper employee.
Let me talk to you.
That's the standard that you're supposed to.
But at least I was an employee. You're someone begging to get on.
The last time you were here, I got you on.
You don't
here.
even
You're
have.
welcome. You're welcome. I brought you out of your shell. I brought you from under your Patrick Rock. I lifted it up and said, Brandon, come on, little guy. I'll get you that raise you were wanting. Come on the platform.
Man came
Nobody
here.
wanted you on here. We're going to kick you out after, and we're going to do the Tuesday show.
Okay.
How valuable is that? What are we talking about?
This man said he came here just to debate me. Now he's saying I'm here because of him. More liberal lies, more liberal inconsistencies. Moose, I checked all your channels. No one watches you ever. I watched your videos just to see if you had anything interesting to talk about. You're doing food reviews that no one's watching for restaurants that no one wants to go to.
I got 100K on my Super Taco. Hey, shout out to Super Taco.
I got
free tacos for life.
Bro, I was going to say, he is getting free tacos for life.
No.
Come on, free tacos for life.
He's getting free tacos for life.
What do you get for life?
Let's look at this.
Tariq Nasheed, shout out.
Listen, let's look at this in a legit.
I'm sorry I didn't
They're
grift.
ops, for the right. They're ops.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't grift for Tariq
Brandon,
Nasheed.
I have a gift for you coming straight from Destiny's online store. This is a size medium.
Okay, that's dope.
Don't die, buddy. That's my advice.
Listen, okay, so we can talk, but we can't over talk. That's my whole thing. So here's the thing. Do you understand that getting 100,000 views on a Mexican food video when you live in a state with multiple millions of Mexicans, both illegal and legal, you live 10 minutes from Mexico, you're a failure of the Mexican race. They don't even like you.
It's got to be respectable. Come on,
They won't even watch. You can't get Mexicans to watch a video about Mexican food.
Are you done?
100,000 watched.
And we have millions.
100,000 out of millions. And that's less than 1/100%.
That's so hilarious.
That's one.
There's millions of black people in California. You get 30 live viewers.
How many?
With 20,000 subscribers, and you are been on No Jumper for over a year.
How many?
The content creator equivalent of a TF third. People that don't do shit outside of No Jumper.
Okay, so look,
like cut it out, bro. You get 30 live viewers.
How many black people are in California?
Foundation black Americans are in California?
2 million.
And you get 30 of them. You gather 30 of them in a group.
30 million Hispanics.
There's over 10 million.
Okay, I watched your videos, bro. No one watches you.
Nobody has to watch video of you
eating
for me to be reasonable.
If I went and
Nobody has to watch my videos for me to be reasonable.
If I went and did a video about eating some food, yeah, I could get a bunch of subscribers. Go to a famous place, go put some food in front of the table and eat it. Bro, you did a video of no substance, a Mexican selling Mexican food to Mexicans. That's the only video.
Everyone likes food.
That's the only video where you got views. That's it.
300,000 views on the food community. Shout out to the food community on my N-word take.
How did it go for 100? How did it go from 100 for food to 300,000?
Look it up. You voted on my poll before this 4-year stuff, Brandon.
You got that.
You put Brandon W in my poll. You voted. You're on my Instagram. You saw the.
I voted on what?
You voted on my poll.
I've never watched your.
You just
video.
told me you watched all my clips.
I never watched that video though.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I said I watched. I thought you.
Me,
I honestly thought you had some like political clips.
No, I'm just getting into this space. Right. Just like how when you grifted for the FBA, and then you grifted to the Tariq Nasheed.
I've never been an FBA supporter.
And then you grifted to
I've never been
Adam.
an FBA supporter.
And then Adam saw the uppiness in you.
Am I an FBA supporter? I've never supported FBA.
That's what you.
How can you be a supporter of FBA, but then you go against Tariq, the person who created it?
Well, you may have a problem with the person in charge of it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're not a part of the movement.
No,
you are a foundational Black American.
No, I'm not. That's
what could be more foundational than Long Beach?
There's no such thing as a foundational Black American. That's just an acronym that Tariq Nasheed created.
And that's him being done with the grift. That's him being done with the grift.
It's not on any job application anywhere.
There's no section for a foundational. That's what he's saying.
There's African Americans.
You would round up to Black.
Do we have these topics that you guys plan together?
We never put together topics. We're just going to freestyle.
Bro, you just said he hit you up about topics.
I know, and I literally was watching your stream.
Did you send them topics?
I was watching.
I'm asking you a simple question.
Okay, let me.
There are no
I'm
topics.
asking you a simple question. Did you send them
the same question?
Any
let me respond.
things you would like to discuss?
Let me respond.
No, you don't let me respond.
Okay, I'll let you.
We can yell all day. I'm going to win that.
Get your question out.
Did you send him any feedback when he asked you what you want to talk about?
Yes, and they're all related.
Your lie has been logged in on it.
He probably did send it.
We know he did. Don't start with the
We can sing together. We cannot talk together.
And we definitely can't lie together, so you can go ahead and have the floor.
I literally watched your stream and chose debate topics that you were talking about. Mondami, the government shutdown, all these things that you
bitching out to Tab Third. That's what I want to talk about. Let's debate that.
That's street shit.
Yeah, we can talk about
we can't talk about. Okay,
I'm just talking about that.
Yeah, we can talk about Tab Third too.
Nobody watches Tab Third, but you bowed and tucked your tail to him like a big ass scare dog.
my tail.
I don't want to fight with Tab Third.
I'm on a pod with Tab Third on Thursday. Will you be here on Thursday?
Yeah,
your show.
Yeah, because you made peace with him because you were scared of him.
Will you be here?
I don't have a show. I don't have a show.
Yeah, not no more. Because
are they going to pay me? Are they going to pay me?
Because you didn't do it. And there's a reason. You get what you're worth in the free market. That's the world we live in.
Hey,
and you didn't cut it.
That's why views are up since I left.
Cut it.
That's why views are up.
Were they up when you were here?
We watched.
We debunked all the 100K
episodes. Can I tell you one thing? Can I tell you one thing?
We debunked every 100K episode
that's a lie.
You talked about.
That's a lie.
Bring it up right now.
Listen,
we can do it again.
If you put my collective numbers up, everything I did damn near went past 100K. The few videos I did with the debates, my debates alone, one went over 200K, another one went over 100K. We never did it again. So you can't say I didn't have success. The model that was working for my success, we abandoned it.
Do you think that's consistent?
That's an administrative
every
issue.
Every time you got on camera, it was a success?
Every time I did a debate, was it not a success? And that's what I was brought here for.
The only debate that we actually did was with...
no, we did one with Gorilla Hebrew.
That clown-ass Twitter user, the clown-ass white dude. Like, come on, that's not a debate,
bro. If you stop yelling...
Yeah, you guys did agree on you agreed on everything.
If you stop yelling...
It was really just like a white racist versus black racist.
So me doing a debate that nobody... It still went over 200,000.
90% of your appearances on No Jumper were not debates, and nobody liked you.
Listen, me doing a debate
that's all it came down to.
With Gorilla Hebrew went over 100,000. Sitting in a room with me and another
Gorilla
person.
Hebrew, the dude that was talking about getting pegged by his girl? Nobody's worried about that debate.
What does that have to do with it?
90% of your appearances
we're
were
talking about performance.
You can talk
but then when I start giving them the true numbers, all of a sudden nobody's worried about it.
Hebrew.
Those are garbage debates. I think they generated a lot of views.
A lot of us be getting pegged.
Speak for yourself.
90% of the appearances Brandon was on No Jumper.
He didn't respond. He was like, yeah.
Dude, I'm not even
Did you initiate this guy? He got his Harry Potter shirt on. Did you induct him into Hogwarts?
You're welcome,
cool shirt.
bro.
Yeah.
You're welcome. This is my.
No, that shirt is gay.
He's
You
in the
never
rugby
played
club.
rugby a day in your life.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
Look at those shoulders.
I was a hooker.
You,
I was a hooker.
You're built like somebody who picks strawberries,
I was a
bro.
left
Stop
hooker.
it.
I was a left hooker.
You got long arms for picking
Hey, put me in a pass pro against you, and I'm shutting you down.
Put you in a what?
Bull rush.
Put you in a what?
Put me in a pass pro. Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. I will shut your ass down. Adam could be the quarterback.
You won't
I will
stop.
lock your
You won't
stupid ass
stop
up.
anything.
No cap.
You won't stop anything. No one
Put me in
believes
there,
that,
man. Hit you with that.
Well, how much money you want to bet? How much money would you like to bet? We could do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. How much
could
you
do
want to
that.
bet?
500.
Though?
500.
We could do 500. You never stopping me, please.
We could do that.
Please.
I don't care how much
I
you
wish
press.
We could do that. Let's do that for
we could do
500.
that. We could do that.
You get cooked.
Put me in a pass pro.
I could throw a debate topic out there.
This man is built like a plumber.
You guys want to talk about some political shit?
Let's go. Political shit.
I'm with it.
Trump ran on the idea that he was going to bring down prices. It is quite apparent at this point that that is absolutely not happening. When you talk to regular Americans, they tell you that grocery prices are up, housing prices, rent is up. That's in large part why I think somebody like Mamdani is zeroing in on the cost of living and is very attractive to people, because Trump has proven himself to be completely ineffectual. And in fact, he's now expecting a pat on the back. I'm being a little one-sided here, but he's expecting a pat on the back for getting rid of tariffs that he himself instituted. Can we talk about the fact that Trump does not really seem like he's delivering on his promises to America? Brandon, I'll let you go first.
I mean, Trump is delivering on every promise that he made to America. When someone gets legislation signed into law, you have to give it time to be enacted. We are still living with the residue of Biden's policies. How do we know that? Because we just saw the government shut down because the Republicans in Congress refused to what? They refused to extend subsidies on Obamacare that were extended under Biden. So that tells you we are still dealing with the aftermath of Biden's policies. Now, when next year starts, that's when we're going to start getting into Trump's policy with the big, beautiful bill. And I believe that's when we'll really be able to see the impact of Trump's policies. Also, the whole point was to get rid of the tariffs because the tariffs were what? A negotiation tool. They were not something that was supposed to just stay on the books forever. And guess what? We can name all the countries that came to the table, renegotiated trade terms in the favor of the U.S. That is a win for Trump. We're no longer getting hold on trade like we were under Obama, under Biden, and all these other Democrats. We are now getting our fair share. The socialists love that. Your fair share. We are now getting our fair share of everything, the revenue and everything from the newly revised trade policies. Countries who had no reason to come to the table to negotiate trade because they were on the winning end of it, they came. Why? Tariffs was whooping that ass, and Trump is a great businessman. He knows way more about the economy than any socialist. That is why Zohran Mamdani has now requested to get a sit down with Trump to beg for his forgiveness because he used socialism as a way to get in the door as mayor, and he's going to turn right back into the capitalist he's always been. Mother worth $7 million, daddy worth $10 million. They have almost $100 million in net worth throughout their family. They just tricked you. You were dumb. You fell for it, and now you're trying to weaponize it against Trump. That's not my fault. Go ahead.
Okay, so he's talking about Biden's policies. The ACA has been in place since 2010, and since 2010,
Biden's policies?
No, the ACA. That's not originally a Biden. That's
but the extension,
Affordable Care Act.
The subsidy,
did I speak when you were speaking?
The subsidies.
Quiet down.
The subsidies of the ACA were not.
Okay, let Moose speak. Yeah, he let you speak.
So the ACA has been in place since 2010. Since 2010, Republicans have tried to repeal it over 70 times. They've only came together and created a comprehensive plan twice that Republicans even shot down. So they have no plan for Americans and their health care. They don't care about your health care. We wanted the subsidies for ACA because next year Brandon was saying some falsities on his stream or wherever it was where he said, I opted into my plan for 2026. Okay, that's great. But for 20 million plus Americans, that's not the case. Employer-based plans is not the entirety of America. That's a majority, but 20 million Americans, mostly small business owners and poor people and disabled people in red states, will have their rates spike, jump like Jordan next year. And they won't be able, they're projected 14 million people fall off in insurance. All the hospitals are going to have too many people that are uninsured that they have to take care of that they never get the money back for. It's going to close down hospitals in poor areas. It's going to strengthen pharma by giving them more money to these big companies this. And Brandon is excited to cut that. He's excited to cut your Medicare. He's excited to cut your SNAP benefits. That's what the big, beautiful bill did. It gutted Medicaid by $80 billion. It gutted SNAP by $50 billion. Where does this help Americans? That's all I'm trying to talk to you. I don't need to talk to Brandon. He's a grifter. He doesn't believe anything he says. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's evil. He's just a grifter. Whatever he can say to feed his base the slop that they want to eat, so they will continue to view his dying channel now that he's not on No Jumper, that's what he will do. But none of this helps the U.S. economy. It doesn't help you regular Americans. It helps people like him who live with a bunch of white people who are wealthy, and I'm glad that he's done well for himself, but a majority of Americans do not live like that. A majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, struggling, and anything that I can see happen that will help Americans to make it day by day is something that I want to see happen. And ACA subsidies is the most basic of negotiations, and Republicans from J.D. Vance to Trump to Mike Johnson all said during the government shutdown when your SNAP was depleted that we will not come to the table. We do not care about your Medicare. We do not care about your, no type of ACA subsidies to extend this to keep your premiums low. And that's all I got to say on that. It's ridiculous.
Can I respond to this? Okay, so first of all, we know that this guy probably doesn't even have a job, because if he did, he would know. I have a
full-time job, by the way.
Well, then you
work in healthcare.
Then you would know that you would know that
I'm a pharmacy assistant, by the way.
You can go see him.
Are we interrupting?
No, I just got to. You said
we just talked about
it.
You started with a lie.
You said a lie, so I just had to.
No, I didn't start with a lie.
You said he doesn't have a job.
No, I said well, I couldn't tell he has a job because he doesn't know that the deadline.
I look way nicer than
he doesn't know.
I look way more.
He doesn't know.
You have a 1924 hat on. Black people didn't have rights in 1924.
He's got a Jerry curl.
We didn't have rights.
No, not as.
What rights did we have?
You're going to say
rights
voting?
did we have?
There's restrictions on voting.
Can you tell me what rights we didn't have?
Restrictions on voting.
Tell me what rights we didn't have.
Voting. You couldn't fully vote. There's restrictions on voting.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But look, so here we go. Here we go.
Because he thought I was just going to say voting.
Come on.
He thought I was just going to say voting.
Bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Restrictions on voting.
So I asked you what rights we didn't have. Okay, so my turn. Here's the thing. There's a deadline for healthcare for everybody, whether you're on the ACA, whether you're employed, all that. So when you said the deadline hasn't come for everyone, it has come for everyone.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, well, let me finish.
Marketplace plans. Look it up. Google it right now. Marketplace healthcare ACA plans. That is not included when you agree to the 2025 plan for 2026. That's not how it works. 20 million Americans.
That's
not how it works.
What you don't understand and why you're wrong, liberals, they can talk and make it sound good, but here's the issue. When you guarantee Americans money to a syndicate of healthcare companies, you are killing the free market. So what you're doing is you're giving those healthcare companies the ability to hike up prices as much as they want to. When you leave it to a free market, you don't need any plan for healthcare. All you need is the companies. All you need is the companies that provide healthcare to have to compete for the money of the people who are looking to purchase healthcare. That does what? If someone wants your money, they're going to lower their prices to beat out the next guy. Is this true or false?
No, it's not. Not in terms of healthcare. Not in terms of healthcare.
Healthcare is just a market. It's called the marketplace, bro.
Then why can't Republicans figure it out?
Yeah,
why can't Republicans offer any legislation that passes within their own party?
You're interrupting again, and if we get emotional, the message will be lost. It is literally called the marketplace because there is something that they're selling that they want you to buy. But if I guarantee your money in a fascist model like Obama did, they have no incentive to lower their prices. So Obamacare, which was intended to lower healthcare costs, all of a sudden, the cost under Obamacare have become so astronomical that now they need subsidies. How do you need subsidies for something that was intended to lower cost? So you keep preaching for a broken, you're preaching.
Once the subsidies run out, then they will
I'm going to finish this.
But right now,
I'm going to finish this. You're preaching.
Risk mitigation
you're preaching. For a broken healthcare model, and the only thing that makes it workable is if the government doles out billions of dollars to keep it afloat. The better.
Why don't Republicans replace it?
You don't need. You don't need to replace it. So you think if we get rid of ACA, Kaiser's going to go out of business? Humana's going to go out of business.
They're going to get rich, and Americans will be poor.
No,
what
they will do when Americans are not forced to buy, because under ACA we're forced to buy. Am I wrong about that?
Risk mitigation. Look it up.
Can I ask you a basic question? Can I ask you a basic question?
If you get rid of that,
can I ask you a basic question? Are Americans forced to buy health care under ACA?
No, they're not.
Oh, wow. So look, Hillary Clinton said this: if you don't buy health care, I'm going to put you in jail. Obama came and said, if we're not gonna go that far, but if you don't buy,
anybody actually believe that Hillary Clinton?
Let me finish.
She's never even any type of presidential.
This is why you can't.
I don't think we need that.
This is why
you're bringing up Hillary, bro.
We cannot debate with people who are ignorant of the subject matter. Hillary Clinton said that there would be.
Why does this matter? Why does it matter?
I want you to be fair with your.
But why does it matter, Brandon?
Because it matters. Because when you're
what Hillary said specifically,
listen, bro,
why does that matter?
Because fascism is the collusion of government with private business.
But how would Hillary get that done if she has no power?
Can you finish? Can you wait till I finish? Can you wait till I finish?
Can you questions in context?
Yeah, because you don't know. When Hillary ran for president against Barack Obama, they were giving their proposals and their policy ideas.
But why does this matter right now in 2025? Why does it matter? What are we talking about Hillary proposals?
We can't do anything with this.
You did lie about her saying that she was going to throw people in jail.
That's literally what she said. I didn't lie. All right.
You lied.
All right.
That's a lie.
No. Okay. Read what it say.
You want me to read the whole thing?
No, you didn't even read any of it.
Good question. Short answer, no. Hillary Clinton never said she would imprison people who didn't get health care. That's a distortion. Here's what it actually shows is that her 2008 health care plan, Clinton supported requiring people to buy health insurance. It wasn't about sending people to jail. Her plan just included penalties, not criminal punishment.
Facts be whooping Republicans' ass, bro. Oh my
Hillary
God.
Clinton
be whooping their ass.
Wanted to put people in jail for not buying health care. No, this is a fact. People know this. People know this. Barack Obama came and said, we'll do a penalty on your at tax time. Either way, they were penalizing you for not buying from something that they wanted you to buy. That is called fascism. I can't say, Adam, you have to go to Panda Express and buy orange chicken. If you don't, I'm going to penalize you on your taxes next year. You should get to buy what you want to buy. And so when you force people to buy something that they may or may not want, that is called fascism. You have now promised the American people's money to private businesses. That's fascism. That's fascism by definition. So what you're doing is advocating for a fascist system that is robbing Americans while continuing to increase their healthcare costs. And we know that because now what are we doing? We're asking for subsidies. Please, U.S. government, give billions of dollars to these healthcare companies so that they can cover American citizens. I'm never going to support that. I'm never going to support that.
But what will replace that, Brandon? You can't just have a free market. We've seen what happens.
You can have a free market, socialist, communist. Okay,
not
America's a free market.
We've seen that healthcare is different. It's unique. Sick people having to pay and not being able to afford is a bad thing for America.
You live in a free market, bro.
Not every single thing is free market. We have SNAP. We have welfare. All of these things are socialistic type programs.
But do you understand that the free market pays for those socialistic programs?
I'm not saying make everything socialist. I'm saying that obviously healthcare benefits from ACA.
So the free market is the foundation by which all these socialist policies exist.
ACA
Let's take away the free market. Let's make everybody equal. Who then pays for all this stuff?
There's a reason why Republicans have not proposed a full health care plan.
I'm asking you a simple question.
Get rid of Obamacare. Where is your replacement?
What did we do?
It's take away Obamacare and you get nothing.
No, that's not true.
That's a Republican plan.
That's not true.
You're on your own, America.
You're 100% a liar because here's the case. If the government is subsidizing Obamacare, ACA, the government already has plans where they subsidize healthcare. Medicaid. Wait a minute, bro. Medicaid.
What about the people that don't?
Can you stop talking?
Bro,
can you stop?
Ahead.
You don't want to know the answer because it's the truth. We already have Medicaid. We already have in California Medi-Cal. These are programs where if you can't afford to pay, the government subsidizes your healthcare. So why do we need a third program under which the government will continue to subsidize healthcare? We can just take the people from Obamacare who can't afford, put them on Medicaid or Medi-Cal, and that will do the same thing without all the ways. And guess what? The money won't be promised to healthcare syndicates.
That sounds amazing, guys.
That's the truth.
No, let me respond. That sounds amazing. It sounds great.
You don't know. See, he don't know what to say. No, it sounds great. He's trying to think.
Let me get into my bag.
You're trying to think of a thought.
The big beautiful bill
you got cooked.
caused Medicaid gaps. mostly in
Big
Texas.
beautiful bill ain't even went into effect.
I let
yet.
you speak,
The
bud.
big beautiful bill ain't even went into effect. The big beautiful
Next
bill has
year,
look up, has
dummy.
the big beautiful bill. So why
Shut
are
the
you
fuck up and let him talk. Jesus Christ.
Medicaid.
I'm not listening to shit you say. I do what I want to
see,
do
look,
because
you know
you're
I'm
not
about
there.
to debunk
You let
him.
him interrupt
He's
me.
sick to
and
it.
then
Why
when
are
I
you so
can-
scared of letting him talk?
No,
Thank
you
bro.
interrupt me.
This
You don't interrupt him.
shows
Fuck
why
you.
he has
Fuck
30
you.
viewers.
Keep going.
This shows why he has 30 viewers.
Listen,
bro.
nothing you say am I going to listen
The
to.
big
Go
beautiful
ahead.
bill made it so there's gaps in Medicaid coverage where even poor people, you can make $13,000 in Georgia supporting your family and still not qualify for Medicaid.
Do you live in Georgia?
Bro, I care about all Americans unlike you.
Then why are you
I
voting
care
for
about
fascism?
all Americans.
Why are you supporting fascism?
I vote for the party that's going to give you Medicaid and not just for people over $50,000.
You vote for the party that's going to change our kids'
Did I
genders.
let you speak, idiot?
No, you didn't.
Did I let you
No,
speak?
you didn't.
Yes, I
No,
let
you
you
didn't.
get that Medicaid bullshit
Adam
off.
doesn't run me, bro. You interrupt me, I'm going to interrupt you back. You show respect, I show
let you
respect.
speak about Medicaid.
You
Shut
show
up
respect,
now.
I show
Quiet,
respect.
Piggy, quiet.
He's just
Quiet,
mad
Piggy.
because Trump just took 17,000 CDLs from all his fucking cousins and shit, so they out here got a vendetta and want to go hard on people.
The race baiting begins.
Let's
That's
keep
what
it a buck.
So the big beautiful bill created gaps in Medicaid.
It didn't create anything. It hasn't went into
He won't
effect
let me
yet.
speak. He
Can
won't
you
let me
just
speak.
give him a couple minutes
It's
there?
insane.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
He can't contain himself. He's like a little girl. Big beautiful bill made gaps in Medicaid. The biggest states, 3/4 of the people who don't qualify for Medicaid because of these gaps, Texas, Georgia, Florida, all Republican ran. So it's like, what are you saying? None of this makes sense, bro. There's 20 million people that don't qualify for Medicaid and they need the ACA subsidies to get affordable health care. And it's mostly small business owners, disabled people, and poor people that aren't dirt poor, but they make enough to not qualify for Medicaid in these places where right-wing people have said it so low that you can't even qualify. Most people that have jobs will never qualify for Medicaid.
Can we do a 1 minute timer? Listen, if we took the $13.8 billion that California is spending every year to give his illegal cousins free health care, we
That's
can
just
then
not
create
true.
our own system.
Can we Google that?
Yeah, we can.
Do
Listen,
illegals get health care under Democrats'
yes,
plans?
Yes, that's what the Democrats are fighting for. That's what the Democrats were fighting for.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's just a lie. Everything's a
I thought
lie,
we weren't
guys.
interrupting. I thought we weren't interrupting.
It's a lie.
I thought we
Go
weren't
ahead, go
interrupting.
ahead.
When the truth comes out, so California right now spends about $12.8 million on subsidizing illegal immigrant health care, right? They go to the emergency room. They have no money to pay. The state of California picks up the bill. They used to spend 13.8 billion, but the federal government took $1 billion away because they realized what they were doing. If we stop wasting money taking care of this guy's illegal immigrant cousins, we can create a system for people who are small business owners and everybody else where they can have affordable health care coverage.
Not the $20 billion to bail out Argentina. Not the $20 billion to bail out Argentina.
Yeah, no, you don't even know
most
what you're...
unstable economy in the modern world.
I thought we weren't interrupted. Look, Adam just found out the truth and don't want to say nothing. You saw them looking at
I mean, okay. Yes, undocumented immigrants in California have access to health care. They're eligible for real comprehensive health care, depending on age and when they're applied, but that access is very restricted.
How much does California spend? That's the question. How much does California spend? That's the fact check. I gave a number.
I mean, there are some health services available to illegal immigrants, especially children.
I gave a number. Is the number accurate or inaccurate? The number is accurate. That's why we're not going to talk about the number. We're spending $12 billion on illegals, but yet this guy is telling me that people are suffering. People are suffering because of your illegal criminal alien family members. They coming over here taking resources from Americans.
Argentina's amazing,
you don't
right?
care about anybody in America. I'm not going to say bring a bunch of people from Africa and give them free health care while Americans suffer. That would be ignorant of me as an American, and that would mean I don't care.
If you're in America, nobody should be refused service. Nobody should be refused
healthcare. Well, go to Mexico and get service.
No,
that's because they won't give it to you.
We're in the free country.
So Mexico is not free.
America's better than every other country in the world.
Free.
Yes.
Then why is
America's better than every country in the world?
Well, then why are your cousins rolling around with Mexican flags flying everywhere on their truck?
Because we're proud of our heritage.
Man, you guys.
You're a foundational Black American. You're a Pan-African guy.
Because you
go to Africa 10 times a year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I ain't waving no Kenyan flag because I'm like, no.
But you're proud of being African.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with being proud of being Mexican? We show it differently. differently. Everyone's different.
And I am heavily invested. I am heavily invested in Africa. What are you investing in Mexico?
I don't have no money. I'm broke. I'm broke. I got a regular job.
They're so proud.
They're so proud.
They're so proud.
I don't live with the white people.
They're so proud they won't even invest in the country. It's 5 minutes away. So I don't want to hear that.
I'm not
what
rich
they want
like
to
you,
do
Brandon.
is take away from law-abiding Americans.
I don't live in a nice area with nothing but white people.
And make us American taxpayers.
But once I get some bread, I'll get back to Mexico.
They want to make us American taxpayers foot the bill for their illegal immigrant cousins. I just gave you the number we're spending, $12.8 billion.
That's pulled out your ass, by the way. Pulled out your ass.
$8.5 billion annually.
No.
Is what we're seeing.
It's $12.8 billion.
I mean, it's on the screen.
It's $12.8 billion. It's $12.8 billion.
I mean, it says right here.
Listen, it's $12.8 billion, man.
Just keep repeating the lie.
Listen,
this is what Republicans do.
If you
repeat the lie enough that it becomes truth to them.
Listen, if you read that it says higher than projected cost, the actual cost has exceeded
$4 billion more.
Earlier budget estimates.
$4 billion
partly
more
due to higher enrollment numbers and long-term care benefits. If you understand how this works, when someone comes from another country, there's a certain level of health care they're provided. Say, for instance, they fall, break their leg, something. Our government says, well, we'll help you, we'll fix you, and send you back home to where you come from. What Mexicans and illegal immigrants have done is they come and they exploit that provision for long-term care because they never leave. So it's them exploiting.
Adam just said that it's very restricted.
That is why
what benefit are they getting?
the Democrats shut down the government, because the Republicans were going to put an end to that provision because it was being abused. Now
that's why the government shut down.
This is actual
That's why the government shut down.
This is the fact.
Not because the Republicans wouldn't come to the table and J.D. Vance had secret meetings saying don't meet with them on health care. That's not why the government shut down. Slashing the federal workforce, doing the RIF shit, firing all those people and then rehiring them because the Republicans conceded that in the government shutdown, rehired every single one of Tim Kaine's people that he had on the federal government. They fired all of them, rehired them, and then the Democrats folded for the American people. So we can give them their SNAP benefits back, because Republicans were never going to come to the table ever on health care. They don't care.
California spent $12 billion on illegal immigrant health care, so much so that they had to actually freeze the program because it was getting excessively expensive.
But $20 billion to Argentina is okay?
There's a $12 billion budget deficit.
That's how much we
and that's not caused only by illegal immigrants.
That's how much.
That's just how big the deficit is.
Yeah, that's not caused by only illegal immigrants.
What I'm telling you is that's how much California keeps spending on them year after year.
Lying.
No, I'm not.
You just said that's not how it works.
The thing that you showed me does not say what you're saying.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Do the research. You'll see what I'm talking about. But here's what I'm saying. You keep talking about $20 billion for Argentina. Yes. It's actually $40 billion. And that's amazing. And if you understand how the economy works,
yes,
most of the $40 billion is through private investment. Yeah. They went out, they reached out to a bunch of banks, they reached out to a bunch of investors and said, hey, would you guys like to invest in Argentina?
In the most unstable country in the modern world.
But you said it was government money.
1990.
You said it was government money.
Crisis. You 2001, the peso collapse. Every 10 years, this country has a collapse of the whole economy, and we're giving them $40 billion.
No, we're not. Who's we?
Talking
These
about,
are private investment firms.
Bro, no, you don't even know that because the terms aren't even public.
Oh, my God.
So neither one of us know the facts of that deal.
Everyone knows that. The Treasury Secretary has talked about it.
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. This is the point I'm making.
Is Argentina's economy unstable? The most unstable in the world, in the modern world?
If you've ever, have you ever been out the country?
Yes, I have.
Okay, where you go? Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So you don't understand. Listen,
you go to Africa, it's so much better?
I have. Do you have bank accounts in Mexico?
No.
Okay, I have bank accounts in Africa.
And that's a flex?
No, it's not a flex.
Is this going to win you the debate?
No, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I'm glad you have an African bank account, but
what I'm saying is you don't understand how money. You don't understand how purchasing other countries' currency makes you money.
But you don't know any of the terms of the Argentina deal because they're not public, so you're just speaking out your ass. Africa is not Argentina.
There are smarter people than you.
I'm sure.
There are smarter people than you who, if the United States was just giving taxpayer dollars to Argentina, they would have been whistleblowing on it. This is a private venture.
So
Donald Trump just
trust the government. Just trust the government.
You're not listening. Just like with
they have the best interest of every American. Trust the government, like the Epstein files.
I trust them more than a bunch of Mexicans. But let me tell you this.
You're protecting pedophiles. So I'm glad that you're on that side.
We'll get to that.
We should get to that.
We will. But wait a minute. This is what I'm trying to say.
Mexicans than
Donald
pedophiles.
Trump got 100% private investment to build the ballroom, right? So what you have to understand, when your president is a businessman, not an old guy who doesn't know where he is, he has a bunch of connections where he can say, hey guys, there's an opportunity to make money doing this.
Argentina president is a glazer, a Trump glazer, and that's the only reason we bailed him out.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that. That's the only reason we bailed him out.
And the Mexican president is a cartel glazer. You want to keep...
I'm not saying that I agree.
Water is wet.
Bring up the Mexican president.
You keep talking about Mexico.
No, I talked about
you want to bring Mexicans here from Mexico.
Do I have a Mexican bank account?
Are you for or against illegal immigration?
I want people to have an easier time.
Are you for or against illegal immigration?
I want sympathy
Are you
for these
for
people.
against or against
I want
illegal?
the 14th Amendment to be held up when we capture illegal immigrants.
Do you want illegal people?
I want due process
I'm
for
asking
illegal
a very
immigrants.
simple question.
I want due process for illegal immigrants. Do you want
illegal immigrants removed from this country?
Due process. With due process, yes.
You don't care about America. Due process is you came over, you violate law, you get sent back.
That's not how it is. 14th Amendment is any persons that steps foot on this country, not any citizen, not anyone with full citizenship.
That's what it says.
The second part of the 14th Amendment, you could bring it up. And any persons that steps on this
and guess what?
Is allowed due process.
And there's an amendment in the Constitution called the Alien Enemies Act that gives the president the right to deport people that he feel are coming in as a hostile force to America. So just like you bring up the 14th
and the guy at the graduation in the elementary school is a threat to America. The guy working in fields is a threat to America.
The guy driving a truck through Kansas, an 18-wheeler, he's just transporting stuff.
Was that an Indian guy?
Stop it. He wasn't. He was from Uzbekistan. Look.
He wasn't even Mexican.
Listen. The guy...
This isn't a Mexican story, by the way. This is not a Mexican illegal immigrant, so go ahead.
I just proved my point. He only cares about Mexican illegal immigrants.
That's what we're on the topic of.
No, listen. I didn't say Mexican. I said all illegal immigrants need to go. Because the guy...
if he committed a crime, he should have due process and he should be deported.
The guy was driving an 18-wheeler, harmless guy. They pull him over. They check his status. They check his record. He's wanted for terrorism in Uzbekistan. When you look at something like that and realize that this man is behind a truck that could kill hundreds of people at the drop of a dime, he could put explosives in the back of that thing and go across the country basically undetected because they're just like, he's a truck driver. You understand what happens when you got a bunch of people crossing the border who have not been vetted. And that's what I'm telling you. Joe Biden estimated 20 million people across
every single day.
It's always been 20 million. It's always been 20 million.
It was 10.
It was estimated.
JD just says 30
even if you let 10 people across without vetting, you could bring terrorists into this country who could hurt Americans. You don't care because just like every other person in Mexico up until a couple days ago, when your children manned up more than the men over there, you don't care about violence, corruption, intimidation of the citizens. That's why Mexico looked the way it do. We're not going to let your cousins turn this into Mexico.
We outnumber you by fucking 20 times already in California.
That's okay.
It's too late.
That's why. Well, then guess what? Well, guess what? You outnumber us. But guess what? The United States, the Mexicans who are loyal to the United States, my true American brothers and sisters, they getting your illegal cousins up out of this bitch. You can't do nothing about it but stand around, cry, blow whistles, and bitch up. That's what I know for a fact.
Do you think most illegals that come to this country from Mexico are terrorists, have charges of terrorism?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
I know they are.
There you go.
I know they are.
That's all I had to say.
I know they are.
All those burritos they making are terrorism on my damn metabolism.
Rage bait.
They're committing terrorism against my dietary plan.
The grift has begun.
We're going to finalize this part of the debate. We're going to have a conversation. And then we're going to do a poll to see who the people in the audience are feeling.
Man, the polls don't reflect anything. You got a bunch of Mexicans watching.
You sound scared.
You got a bunch of Mexicans watching.
Let's do maybe 10 minutes. We probably definitely have black people watching as well.
Man, no black people
I would like
watching.
to hear Moose make the case, and then Brandon will be able to retort. Moose, make the case that the deployment of ICE throughout America has been a disaster and an embarrassment for America. I would assume you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would say that most of America agrees with that. You can see by just Trump's polling, it's declining because of the brutality that you see in the streets. No matter whether you want to say it's lawfare or whatever you want to call it, people don't want to see ICE agents hide out at graduations. People don't want to see ICE agents raiding farms to get farm workers, because we were told that criminals, gang members were going to be the ones that were getting snatched up. And now it's your grandma. It's your, you know what I'm saying? It's a housekeeper. It's like all these people that, what happened to the criminals? Did we get rid of them already? No, they're still supposedly killing all these white kids. They're still running the streets. That's the least of Trump's worries because he doesn't really care about crime. He doesn't care about anything because he's sending people into Chicago. There's red states with higher murder rates than Chicago. Why isn't the National Guard being sent to these cities? Like, why isn't crime a problem anywhere but Democrat-ran states or Democrat-ran cities? It's obviously political, and you could see by Trump's polling that even his people, you could see the tune of Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and Andrew Schultz, all these people that were so strong on Trump, loving all the policies, are now saying, what the fuck? I didn't vote for this shit. He's not going after criminals. He's going after common people that are just trying to make it and live a better life coming from nothing. They come from nothing and come here for the American dream, and the way to migrate here legally is so strict and can cause 10-year delays that understand why illegal people come here and cross the border for a better life. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so immediately he starts off with a lie. Tennessee, red state. Trump sent the National Guard in there into Memphis. There are several red states where there are cities run by
Memphis is ran by Democrats. Memphis ran by
Did I run this person?
What?
Did I interrupt this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so Memphis is run by Democrats. That is why they sent the National Guard into Memphis. I just said that. But Tennessee is a red state. So let me say this. If you understand that the reason why you don't see all of the television cameras in the red states where they're sending the National Guard is because the governors of the red states welcome in the president and ICE to get the illegal aliens out. And you don't need to do that because they honor the law, which the federal law is this. If you arrest an illegal alien, right, for like a violent crime or a serious crime, the local law enforcement is supposed to then turn that person over to ICE while they are still in jail. The Democrat cities have violated this law, and they are now saying, we're not going to do that. We're going to release these people back in the population. So what the federal government had to do was go in and extract them themselves. That is why you have all the hullabaloo about ICE going into the cities. Democrats want to work as an opposing force to the federal government because if you go to most Democrat cities and states, they don't have any type of election ID, voter ID laws. They are letting illegal immigrants vote. California, all these different, New York, all these places. New York actually passed something to let illegal immigrants vote.
That's not true.
That is factual.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Look it up.
Now listen.
Illegals don't vote in elections.
Yeah, they do.
There's
they do.
Proof
okay.
of illegals voting in elections.
Okay, but I didn't interrupt you. But the whole thing is, I'm telling you right now, if it's a crime, it's a crime. And one of the primary reasons why I want these people gone is because you cannot do in their country what they're doing here. If I go to Mexico, it doesn't matter if I'm a software developer spending $300,000 a year in whatever city. I could be in Rosarito, living at a resort, eating lobsters every day, tipping everybody $100 a day. If I overstay my visa, unless I bribe somebody, they're going to send the police in there. They're going to arrest me, take me to jail, and do what, Adam? They're going to deport my ass up out of Mexico.
Good thing we're not in Mexico.
It's the same thing in Africa.
Good thing we're not in Mexico or
Only
Africa.
time.
This is the greatest country in the world.
This is the mark of a criminal. A criminal wants you to open yourself up to be victimized by them, right? So criminals cheer when they see the sanctuary cities violating the federal law. This is a nation of laws. That's why it doesn't look like Mexico. When you undermine those laws, we move closer to being Mexico. You are asking for something that if it actually takes place, you won't even be able to handle it. You'll be crying saying, why did they let the cartels come in here? We know that Mexican people, they bitch up and bow down to the cartels. They've done that for decades. Now they want to bring those cartels in here under the guise of they just want a job. They are murderous
Aren't they
thugs.
the victims of the
They
cartels?
are murderous thugs, and they are bro.
There's
what
stats
victims?
that
What
illegal,
victims?
illegal immigrants are lower
Wait a minute,
chance
bro.
of committing crimes than citizens of the U.S.
Adam,
by the way,
what harmless individual moves into a city like Chicago or Aurora, Colorado, and takes over an apartment building?
Aurora, Colorado.
Standing,
the apartments we're talking about still. Did they eat cats too? Did the Haitians eat the cats
this
and
is
dogs?
Factual. They took over apartment buildings. This is on
they
video.
didn't. That's not
There
factual.
are videos. There's video of these dudes standing at people's doors with automatic weapons.
That's just not true.
Kicking in people's doors. The residents were like, bro, they came to me and said, you don't pay rent to the landlord anymore.
That was a hoax, by the way.
That never was a hoax. They did it
Just
in
like
Chicago.
Haitians were eating cats and dogs.
They did it in Chicago. They did it in Chicago.
crazy.
But everything's a hoax. Well, guess what? You can believe what you want to believe. We're going to deport you guys just to be on the safe side. How about that?
Don't you think that he could be doing a better job? If I was a Republican, I'm super like.
I think you lost and you're salty. That's what I think.
Okay, that's
Wait till a Democrat gets in office, then criticize what they do. Trump won in a landslide.
No, he didn't.
He won in a no, he didn't.
1.7%.
No, he didn't. Trump won in
one of the closer elections.
Sorry,
than
buddy.
landslides.
This is not Mexico. We go by electoral college points. The landslide.
Pull up every election in U.S. history.
Do we go? Do we go by? Listen, bro. Do we go? Do we go by the? Do we go by the popular vote?
Was the Trump
I'm asking you a very simple
presidency
question. I'm asking you a
very closer presidential races or one of a bigger landslide?
By historical standards, Donald Trump's victory was not a landslide. Although it was a clear and decisive win that gave his party control of both chambers of Congress, while some allies.
Oh my God!
It's not a landslide.
312 to 226. That's a landslide. Oh my God!
If we're talking about historical, that's not a landslide.
Why are you pointing at the screen when the screen just said that you were wrong?
No, go up. Listen.
Historically, other elections. That's what we compare elections to. Not just Brandon sees, more than 100 number.
Obama,
right.
Obama won by a bigger electoral college margin than.
Obama was like the most popular president ever. Donald Trump won in a landslide. That's almost 100 more electoral college points, bro. Almost.
The 100 number I knew was going to click his little brain. That's
all right, man.
In terms of historical
he won in a landslide. You're mad.
Ones.
You guys are mad.
It's one of the closer ones.
What I'm telling you is the majority, and he won the popular vote, which is crazy.
By 1.7%.
But a Republican hasn't won the popular vote in almost 20 years.
Yeah, he's a polarizing.
But what I'm telling you is more Americans agree with what Trump is doing. They voted for him to do this than the people are against him.
Now the polling doesn't reflect that.
Listen, bro, have you ever got a call from a polling?
Yeah, I did. Like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. They're from some college, I think. Or some shit. I'm not gonna lie.
The poll is up in the chat. Moose versus Brandon. Let us know what you think. We're going to look at it in 5 minutes.
Listen, it's all lies. All I'm telling you is this guy says he's about law and order while preaching to keep people who break the law into the country.
I just want them to be treated with due process and not with brutality. Bro.
I want them to stay where they belong. If they want due process, stay and get due process in their country.
That's fine for you, but the America doesn't see it that way.
Yes, it does, because I'm in America.
The polling is going down.
I'm in America.
Yeah, but you're not as popular.
They're not polling me.
You're not as popular as the people on the head of this.
Listen, man.
Like a Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn.
Who cares?
They're turning on Trump. They're
let them turn.
Taking away
the last man standing once the whole manosphere is turned on your board.
Listen, man.
And
these people.
Once we figure out that he was sucking off Bill Clinton, and you were protecting him the whole time, it's like, bro, this is crazy.
Every lie you guys have made up against Donald Trump is a deflection. Donald Trump is doing what he said he was going to do. He's incredibly successful.
Rolling back tariffs, and we got no deals done with Latin countries.
The economy is
what are you talking about?
We got no deals done with Latin countries.
That's not true.
When we rolled back for the bananas and all the
Can we look at we got any deals done with the Latin countries?
Come on, that's a deal with the UK, and we
You're mad because Kamala lost, bro.
I'm not mad.
And there's nothing you can do about it,
bro.
Look,
my whole life isn't based off sucking off Trump.
When we leave this room,
my whole life isn't based off sucking off a politician.
Your cousins will still be getting deported. I will still be making a bunch of money.
That's great.
I still will live in a white neighborhood, and Donald Trump will still be president.
And you'll still be disconnected from reality, like right now.
No, I'm not. You are.
I'm with regular Americans.
Who preaches for criminals?
I'm with regular Americans.
Who preaches? Do you have kids?
On the day-to-day.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Right. So I see why you don't mind letting rapists into the country. So
because Mexicans are all rapists who come into the country.
Look at all
hardworking people, not the people that come in and start landscaping
businesses. It's not just Mexicans.
It's not people who are here who have kids who become dreamers who then go to college.
It's not just Mexicans.
It's not just Mexicans. It's a rapist. That's what he's saying.
Listen, it's not just Mexicans. It's y'all cousins down in Venezuela, Honduras, Guatemala too.
The grift is too strong. You can't even keep a straight face.
So there were no Americans slaughtered by illegal immigrants.
Is that the majority of what happens? Is that the majority of
I don't
murders?
care if it's 5 people.
I think more black people kill people than Mexicans, right?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I mean, per capita, maybe, but I don't think it's true overall.
Should we deport all black people?
Listen, if they're illegal immigrants, hell yeah. Get their ass out too. See, that's the difference. I'm not being racially biased.
I don't. I'm just saying with that. I just want them to be treated with the due process and not with brutality. It's easy.
But anyway,
they never want to tell you who's the bigger killer.
It's a little too race baiting. They don't like the race baiting.
I think I've asked this type of thing before, and it's like, here's some links. Figure it out for yourself. We don't want to tell you.
No, all you have to do is put in the polling agency you want to do.
We should probably go to Grok, realistically.
Man, no.
Grok will give the crazy stats.
The whole point is, so the whole thing with the polls, I'm just going to say this with polls. all the polls, if you watch the news leading up to the election, they had Kamala Harris winning by like
it wasn't.
10
It was
points.
Iowa. Iowa was the only one.
No.
Iowa was
listen,
the only
man,
one. That's
if you
why
looked at
them.
Listen, if you
Trump
look
sued the Iowa
if you
pollster
look
for
at
that.
all the polls, most of the polls at Iowa, Kamala up 5 points, 10 points,
No,
whatever.
it wasn't.
When
Trump
it all was
slated
said
to
and
win.
done, the polls lied to us. When it was all said and done, the Kamala Harris campaign admitted. They said, "Look, we never saw a poll internally that had us within even 10 points of Donald
It was
Trump."
one poll, by the
so
way,
guess
though.
what? I don't believe polls. Polls are biased based on who's in there. The fact that I'm even this close with when we know who watches No Jumper, that's amazing me right now. So I didn't expect to win that, which is fine. But what I'm telling you is
expect to win that. He's down 2%.
The one thing I do every day, Adam. The one thing I do every day is I do a live stream. I talk about politics and I invite people to come up and refute my points. So I test myself daily. So I don't care about Chat GPT. I got people in my audience way smarter than that who do real research.
I've watched your last 10 streams. Nobody came to talk to you.
That's a lie.
You didn't talk to anybody on stream.
That's a lie. That's a
You
lie.
didn't.
That's a lie.
And they were Republican. If you did,
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No,
you haven't talked to a Democrat on your stream.
I have a dude named Acha, super liberal. I got a dude named P Sizzle. He's like a moderate. I got another dude, Obstacles to Opportunity. People come up all the time and talk to me, bro.
For the past 2 weeks, I've been listening to your live streams. You didn't talk to anybody. It's about 1 hour and 20 minutes of you reacting to Fox News, and you yapping about bullshit, and then you turn the stream on.
Listen, before I ever came to No Jumper, before my channel was demonetized for 2 years, which killed my views and my revenue.
Nasheed beef?
No.
How's that? Or what?
I talked about politics every single day. I had panels of up to 10, 12 people. Now I'm building my channel back from being demonetized.
What's wrong with me building my channel? You say nobody watches.
Nobody's
me.
watching.
30 viewers and 20,000 subscribers.
Listen, I've had success. You haven't even had success.
I know. It's the start of my career. You're how old? How much older? I just turned 30. How old are you?
Me, I'm 40.
Okay, so give me 10 years and then we can revisit.
No, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. You'll still be at the same point. You just
and Trump will fade away and you will fade away.
Trump will be done. Listen, Trump will be done in 3 years and we're going to pick someone else for leadership.
If he runs again, will you support him?
Listen, he can't run again.
He's going to try to.
No, he won't. What type of shit is that?
No, hypothetically then, if Trump runs again.
Trump derangement syndrome.
If Trump runs again, will you support him?
Trump derangement syndrome.
No, but I mean, that's not like a ridiculous question. Trump was posting images on Facebook the other day saying that he's like asking, are y'all going to support Trump in 2020?
He's trolling.
Not like some made up thing.
He's trolling.
He's
trolling.
Hypothetically, if he does,
no Republican. Listen, I'm going to say right here.
Won't answer.
No, listen, I'm going to say this.
Because he would.
You're not letting me say what. No Republican should report Trump if he tries to run for office a third. Should vote for him if he tries to run for a third term. It is illegal. It is against the law.
Let's revisit this.
Listen, in the same way that his illegal immigrant cousins coming across the border is illegal, and you shouldn't let them do that. I am for law and order. Let's establish that first. Then we can negotiate. We can negotiate from there.
The tune is going to be different.
I will give you. Listen, on camera today. On camera today. I will take money from my 401k. I will pay the penalty. I will give you $10,000 if Trump attempts to run for president for a third term and I make anything that is even remotely supportive of that. I will go into my 401k, they will penalize me about $6,000 to take out 10, and I will give you $10,000 if you see me do that.
But you have such a problem with that.
I put money where my mouth is.
Why don't you have a problem with him entertaining it and acting like he's?
I have a problem with anyone. I have a problem with anyone who does anything illegal, including but not limited to your illegal, criminal, alien, rapist cousins.
But why don't you have a problem with him entertaining the idea? Is what I'm saying.
Dude,
why wouldn't you say?
Hey, people can say anything. It's about what they do, bro.
So Trump can say anything. It doesn't matter what he says now.
You too sensitive. That's the problem.
Candidates could say anything. And
for the record,
anything.
Polymarket traders currently assign a 13% probability to the possibility of Donald Trump serving a third term as U.S. president, which is obviously gigantic, given that
that's not gigantic. 13% out of 100.
I mean, for something that we could all agree is incredibly fucked up, illegal,
that means there's an 87%. For someone who talks about polls all the time, someone who talks about polls all the time, bro, 87% chance that he won't do it.
I mean, it's years before the election.
It's still
3 years.
You acting like it's not a significant percent is bullshit.
Now.
I mean, he's campaigning every day when he goes on the
he posted an image like yesterday on Facebook.
Listen, they gave Trump no chance of winning in the last election when things first came out.
About?
Trump
was
always
the favorite that entire trail.
Everything everything that liberals say Trump is going to do, he never does it. We're tired of it. Trump is in the Epstein files. All the victims said, oh, wait, we're going to get into that.
This, for the record of the third term, that's something that Trump said. He's the person who's been floating that. It's not like the liberals have made it up out of thin air.
So when
look, we're just going off what Trump said.
When someone says something that you know is blatantly untrue, it's someone else. It's a troll.
How
but what Trump said,
it's blatantly untrue. There's a 13% chance that it's going to happen. Apparently,
people said last time he wasn't going to concede power. He did.
That doesn't mean that he's not
tried not to.
That means no, he didn't.
Yes,
How?
he did.
At what point?
the electors, the false elector scheme.
Is that
January 6th?
He did literally everything possible to try to avoid it.
No.
So you don't think Trump tried to steal the election?
Listen,
maybe we should talk about that.
If Mike Pence would have went through with it, he would have stole the election. Thank God for Mike Pence, a real patriot.
I've seen dictators steal elections and refuse to leave power.
It's not the greatest
when
country
it came time for the inauguration to hand over, that's when people concede power during the inauguration. Trump, when he lost, he left Washington. He went back to Mar-a-Lago.
Was the power?
How was it delayed?
It was delayed hours,
bro.
It was delayed hours on January 6th.
You know Trump doesn't officially step down until January, bro.
It doesn't matter officially. We know when they hand over power, bro. Stop playing these games, Brandon. You're too smart for that.
If he never turned over power, how did Biden?
He didn't. I didn't say never. I said he delayed it, and because
he delayed it.
Yes, hours. You could Google this, bro. Google it on your Chat GPT.
The vote was delayed because of the January 6th protest. That wasn't because of Trump. Trump gave a speech. He said, "Go down."
He said, "Fight like hell."
No, he said, "Go peacefully and patriotically down there."
Over 100 police officers were beaten.
No, that's a lie.
Yes,
that's a lie. The police were beating up the protesters. That's on film.
Over 100 policemen were hospitalized. One had a stroke the next day and died because of the injuries.
You're acting like the protesters weren't attacking the cops.
Look up on ChatGPT how many Capitol police officers were suspended. Were suspended from work because of brutality on January 6th.
I'm sure it's hectic in a riot at the Capitol.
If you watch the video,
I'm sure it's hectic in a riot.
If you watch the videos,
he's gonna say they let him in.
Listen, bro.
Listen.
Right, because if you
look up how many were hospitalized. Look up how many were hospitalized.
Let me tell you this. That the reason they were suspended, which he doesn't even know about, right?
6.
Was because when they released all the footage
out of hundreds,
the crowd was standing at the barrier. The police officers started hitting them with batons, and that is when the crowd erupted and started fighting with the police.
That's just false,
bro. Why were they suspended then? Why were they suspended for misconduct?
Just because someone's suspended doesn't make it Brandon's reason. Like, what the fuck?
Brandon.
How many Capitol police officers were hospitalized?
Listen, because when you start beating up people in a crowd, that crowd tends to fight back. They started beating those.
They were trying to break into the Capitol. You think they were just standing there waiting?
Before they came into the Capitol.
You think they were just standing there waiting?
Have you watched?
Have you watched the footage? I see the footage.
Okay, so
you see the first footage of them breaking that window and climbing through.
You can watch.
Ashley Babbitt got her ass smoked in that window.
They were all found guilty by the FBI before Trump overturned it, which is probably like one of the most deplorable things they've done.
3 of them got in shootouts with police once they were part of it.
What were they found guilty for?
It wasn't for insurrection.
It wasn't for it. Then none of them got found guilty for insurrection. So that means it wasn't insurrection.
Yeah, that's their main argument.
Nobody.
That's their main argument.
Listen, none.
It's just too strict of a rule to apply to people. So they
about 1/3 of the defendants were charged with assault on or interference with law enforcement officers. Other charges included trespassing, disrupting Congress,
and the most serious.
Hold on, let them finish. So what I'm telling you is
seditious conspiracy was the closest thing they could charge him with.
That was Tariq. That was Tario. That guy, but he wasn't even in Washington at that time.
Yeah, but he planned it.
Listen,
they found the text.
You sound crazy,
bro. He's the leader of the Proud Boys. What are you talking about?
He's not even white, bro.
Isn't it funny that they gave the black guy the most amount of years?
He's not even white.
That's what the white dudes do to you once they get in trouble. They give the black dude the most amount of years.
Listen, this is the point I'm making. This is the point I'm making.
Side with them.
Everything these people say is a lie. They said that there was an insurrection on January 6th, but a court, even under Biden, did not see any evidence of an insurrection. So why did the news media, liberals, keep saying it was an insurrection? It was an insurrection. If nobody was convicted of insurrection, how was it an insurrection?
That's not what qualifies it for an insurrection. Seditious conspiracy is the closest charge to insurrection you can get.
The first insurrection in history that involved no guns or weapons.
There wasn't a single gun.
Ton of guns. There was no.
Yes, there was.
All right, man.
Are you going to say there were all the feds on the ground who had the guns?
So you're telling me that they found a bunch of guns?
You think a bunch of right wingers went to the Capitol and nobody had a gun on them?
You lost. There was no insurrection. Adam, based on what you are reading, Was it an insurrection?
How many guns were recovered from the
I think it was an
6th?
attempted insurrection. Yeah, of course.
No,
Yeah, it was
but
just failed.
But the judge would have said an attempted. Obviously, if they
they're being led by QAnon
if it
to
was
go to the
if
Capitol,
it was
bro.
an attempted insurrection, those people would have been charged and convicted of an insurrection.
No, that's not how the courts work.
That is
bro.
how
No,
court
it
works.
isn't.
Every-
Just because somebody murders somebody doesn't mean it's first degree murder.
But
they'll
get convicted of attempted murder.
Seditious conspiracy is a type of insurrection.
No, it's not.
Closely
No,
related
it's not.
insurrection.
No, it's
you
not.
can Google it right
At
now.
least
if you in the
9
chat.
people were arrested on weapons
Yeah,
charges.
so there was no guns. at
Weapons,
January
not
6th?
guns.
What the fuck else would it be?
Come on now. Like this is
I'm
a
gonna
joke.
assume
yo.
those were all.
It's a joke.
Listen, man. All right, man. Look, there was no insurrection.
Just like he said, the court
got
didn't find anybody
listen.
for insurrection. 60
We got
courts
some-
didn't find
we
any
got- listen,
election fraud.
we
Think about how crazy it is that this guy got pardoned. One man, Lonnie Kaufman, had a small armory in his truck parked near the Capitol, which included 3 handguns, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and 11 Molotov
He was
cocktails.
playing GTA and got
This
pardoned.
person was pardoned by the president?
This is CJ from GTA and he got
What the
pardoned.
He wasn't at the Capitol. He was near the Capitol, but he wasn't at the Capitol.
There's no excuse for this.
He
shit.
wasn't at the Capitol.
Once he starts smiling, you know
Listen,
the grift
man,
is coming. You know
I'm
the
not-
grift
I'm
is
not
coming.
grifting
He
either.
can't take himself serious.
Liberal
saying this
judges,
shit.
listen, Democrat liberal judges found that there was no insurrection.
Just
bro.
like Republican judges
Think about
found that
that.
there was no election interference in over 60 court cases.
That's okay. You're right. You're 100% right. So guess what? If you ask me, was there election interference? Guess what I'm gonna say? No.
Yeah, but I have a nuanced take. The seditious conspiracy is close.
See, that's the difference.
It's related.
That's the difference. Liberals can't handle the truth. If judges found that there was no election interference and they were Republican judges, there was no election interference. That's all I could believe because that's what the court says. But when the court says that there was,
said that there was election
You
interference.
just said it.
yeah.
No,
I
You
did
said that
not.
plenty of
I didn't
times.
say that.
You said that on this
election.
podcast to me multiple times.
bro, what I said to you was there were certain things that were unethical that were done that were being called election interference.
Did illegals
If you
vote in the 2020 election?
If you go to an old folks home and tell every old person to fill out their card, they don't really know what the hell they're doing, and you say, well, just scratch for Biden, do this, do that. That is, some people would consider that a
And that
election
never happened
interference.
either.
That's
Why
called
doesn't
vote,
that happen?
that's called
Where's the
vote
proof of that?
harvesting.
Before I worked as a pharmacy assistant, I worked as a med tech in old people's homes. They don't get fucking ballots. And
Yes,
people
they
are
do.
telling them how to fill
They
it
get
out.
ballots.
And people who do get ballots are of sound mind. They're not sending them into memory care
Bro,
dementia unions
they're
and
sick.
saying,
Listen,
fill out this and
listen.
we're going to turn it in for you.
It's called ballot
That's not how it
harvesting.
works.
It's called ballot harvesting, where
And
you get
that's
a bunch
enough
of
to
people.
sway the election?
Most of the people won't even fill out anything. There are people who sit with you and say, "Do I have permission to fill this out for you?" And they just fill it out. This was
where are
happening.
we getting this
But look,
from is what we're saying.
I'm
Where
not
are we
saying
getting this from?
Listen, even anybody. Listen, this is what the authorities say. They say there may have been some election interference, but it wasn't to the extent to where it would have
change anything.
It would have impacted the election.
There was one in Wisconsin
Let's
where
go-
they said the interpretation of the law and it could be considered fraud, but it wasn't even going to flip the count.
So I agree with that. What's
I know,
the
but
problem?
I'm just saying that I have a nuanced take. Just because you agree with that doesn't mean I have to agree that seditious
I didn't say-
conspiracy
I didn't
is not
say you have to
related
agree.
to insurrection.
I didn't. Nah, see, there was no insurrection.
I know, but that's
the
just
point.
like a buzzword
There
that
was
you're sticking
But
to.
we had to live for 4 years with the news saying there was an insurrection. There was an insurrection. There was.
Tried to steal
now you're
the-
saying there
the
was
false-
an insurrection.
The
See
false
what I'm saying?
electors plot, like we
Your
said,
program.
attempted insurrection is different.
Your program.
than
We got to go
an
to the next
insurrection.
subject. Your program, buddy.
Okay. So what are you guys feeling in terms of topics here as the extremely...
We could talk about the Epstein files.
Yeah, we go
Oh,
to Epstein.
I would love that. Okay, so your boy Donnie not looking so great currently. Starting to look more and more like he might have been diddling some women with Mr. Epstein.
Don't give your opinion because your opinion is just wrong all across the board.
Okay, what's your take on where everything is with this?
My take is the absolute truth. Every single woman interviewed who was a victim of Epstein said that there was no wrongdoing by Donald Trump. Most of them said they never even met him. The only one who actually met him was Virginia Giuffre. She worked at Mar-a-Lago. Epstein came to Mar-a-Lago. He stole her from Mar-a-Lago as a worker and employed her at Epstein Island.
Oh, that's why they fell out.
That's why.
They stopped being friends as a result of that.
I don't think that's why they fell out. But the whole thing is, she said that Donald Trump was a perfect gentleman. This is the person who got Epstein put in jail, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. She's the one who actually got them put in jail. She said Donald Trump was a perfect gentleman in her limited interaction with him.
Why would you want her saying that?
Listen, she said that She never witnessed him doing anything wrong. She never even saw him with Epstein. She never even saw him at Epstein Island. And Donald Trump said he's never even been there. Every woman who is a victim has said the same thing. It was so bad that Democrats wanted to omit her testimony from the record because she said even that she was scared for her life because she refused to falsely implicate Donald Trump in the Epstein situation. So if the victims are saying Donald Trump had nothing to do with it, they even said they never saw Donald Trump do anything with any kids. This is on record. She did this under oath. She also wrote in her book the same thing.
For the record, I would agree with you that as of right now, it doesn't seem like Donald Trump was actually molesting anybody on Epstein's Island. That being said, there is plenty of stuff that's indicating that he might have known, including Epstein's emails, that he may have been in on a lot of different secrets. And in addition to that, there's just the fact that Trump has been behaving in a way that to a lot of people would indicate that he is someone who has something to hide.
Why not release him if it's like no big deal, Trump's not in there, and then it's like
Trump has called for the full release of the Epstein
I know,
files.
then why has he held it up?
You know what I think?
Why was he calling Republicans when they're about to vote on that Massey bill and telling them not to vote for it?
He was against it until literally 2 days ago.
Now they're tying it up in investigation.
I can only speculate, but what I'm thinking is there's probably a lot of Republicans on that list, and Trump is trying to keep the list from coming out because he believes that'll hurt the Republicans' chances in the midterms.
So Trump is protecting pedophiles for political gain.
Probably.
And then he said that Ghislaine said he was innocent. He's talking about pardoning the right-hand woman of the most prolific pedophile of U.S. history. Of course she's going to say that he was innocent and there's nothing. He's the only one.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, in America.
He was innocent. Ghislaine Maxwell said nothing about Trump. Ghislaine Maxwell was the one making the chicks out.
Her. He's talking about giving her a pardon. Of course she's going to sing that too.
Yeah, it's quid pro quo. Sarah Ransom and Ghislaine Maxwell were the ones who were making the girls have relations with the different foreign leaders and all that stuff.
And if a pardon was dictated by Trump, wouldn't you expect her to say nice things about him? And not say that he was in the files because then she's going to rot forever.
Why not?
So why believe her?
Okay, it's not that I believe her. I believe Virginia Giuffre, the person who's dead now. She killed herself.
But what about the emails?
I never said I believe Ghislaine Maxwell.
What about Epstein and his brother's emails where they say that he spent time with victims that were underage? Sucked Bill Clinton.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take the word. You're going to question the testimony of Ghislaine Maxwell when dozens of women who are victims. So let's say there's 12 victims. 12 people saying he did nothing doesn't stand up to one person who is also saying he did nothing. No one is saying Trump did anything.
I know, but it's their word versus their word. Why not release the files?
He's calling for it to be released.
He ran on this and then he renamed it. Why did he do that?
I just told you. Did I not just answer that question?
Because they said that he wasn't in the files.
You're arguing a point that no one's arguing.
Why even bring this up? This is only to make Republicans look bad.
I just told you for political gain. I just said that.
And that's okay with you. To protect pedophiles for political gain.
Yeah. Because what we have to accept in this country is that
pedophiles might be your homie. That's what he's saying.
What we have to accept in this country, the difference is you're going to operate with a level of hypocrisy. I'm not. Because you care so much about pedophiles, you're defending Democrats who literally are enabling and protecting pedophiles in our own state.
That's not true.
Okay. Wait a minute.
The interpretation of that law.
Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking?
To protect 17 and 18-year-old relationships.
Can you stop talking? No, it's not. No,
yes,
it's not.
It is.
Listen, the bill makes it a felony for people who want to buy minors.
It's not buy.
Can you please look this up, please?
Buy.
Let's look at. I don't want you to.
It's making it a felony.
I don't want you to interrupt.
For soliciting minors.
For the sake of clarity, California House Democrats block bill to make buying 16 and 17-year-old girls for sex a felony.
And because they're saying that
I want you to let the truth.
overreach was too strong in the bill. They're saying that relationships for 18 to 17-year-olds would be in trouble and they could lock up innocent people that are in consensual relationships. That's what their problem was.
If you are a person in a Romeo and Juliet relationship with someone who's a year or two younger than you, you're not buying them for sex, Moose. What you are doing right now is you're purposely trying to misrepresent what happened so you can protect Democrats. I'm not going to protect Republican pedophiles. That's why when you
You literally just said it's not a big deal for political gain.
No. That's not what I said.
Yes,
I said what we have to accept is there's pedophiles on both sides.
And we shouldn't bring them to justice?
And we should.
Well, why don't you criticize Trump for not doing that?
I was criticizing Trump.
You just
and then the day after I criticized him, he called for the Epstein files to be released. But I want you to go back up.
Calls in an
I can tell you, okay, so yes, California Assembly Democrats initially blocked a bill provision that would have automatically made it a felony to buy sex from 16 or 17-year-olds. However, after significant public and political pressure, including from Governor Newsom, a compromise was reached and a new version of the bill was passed and signed into law.
Wait.
But the initial controversy was because...
Can we stop there? Wait, real quick.
Democrats were
automatic felony provision...
Audience, this is liberals for you. The truth comes out and they automatically start explaining, but they're telling me I'm protecting.
There's context.
Now watch as these two people
Brandon,
protect and try to minimize this situation.
Does this not sound reasonable to you? Concerns raised by some Democrats included potential unintended consequences such as disproportionately targeting young adults ages to 18 to 20 in consensual relationships with older teens 16 to 17.
Can you stop there?
Or potentially impacting minority and LGBT individuals differently. I mean, does that not seem like a reasonable concern?
Guys, do you hear the protection of pedophiles? God, what? No, let me ask you.
But you saying that makes you sound like an idiot.
No, it doesn't.
Obviously, neither of us are interested in protecting pedophiles.
Well, then,
so when you say that, you sound like a fucking clown to both us and
you
the
sound
audience.
like a fucking clown because you are insinuating that...
You sound like a fucking idiot because you're refusing to pay attention to any kind of nuance regarding this issue.
You're reading something.
We're reading the whole issue. You have the information in front of us and you're trying to shove a false narrative down our throats.
Okay, so
now I would appreciate... Brandon, I would appreciate if you would argue in a more
the
honest
moderator
manner,
is now
we just read what the actual context of this is.
The moderator is now debating for the debate. The other debate.
You're lying,
bro,
and you've been lying since the beginning of this debate.
Literally,
and it's like if I wasn't calling you out for lying, then we would just be listening to you lie this whole time.
Listen, man,
you're arguing in favor of your ability to lie.
You're gonna see who protects pedophiles.
No, exactly. I don't need that to say there. You putting that kind of accusation on Moose and I is ridiculous.
That's what he said first. He said I'll do it. All right, man.
No, Trump's
this guy never saw a day where he wasn't biased. Listen, no 16, no 14, no one between the age of 14 and 18 who is in a romantic relationship is buying someone for sex.
Nobody even suggested those
can we go back?
That you just
can we please scroll back to the top and look at the mental gymnastics that they both had to do? The bill makes it a felony to buy someone who is underage for sex.
So
and what
just to spell this out more, since you're intentionally disregarding it, do you think that a guy who's 18 that is in a relationship with a 17-year-old should become a felony automatically?
That is not what the bill...
do you not think that... No, that is the concern that they raised about.
Bro, if you go back to the top of the bill is for people who attempt to give money to buy a underage person for sex. If you
concerns raised by some Democrats include potential unintended consequences such as disproportionately targeting young adults.
And there's already laws in place.
You have a fake version of this that you're really determined to shove down our throats. And you sound like an asshole. Brandon, you sound like a huge asshole. You're going to want to move past this. I have a question for you.
I don't want to do
Are you going to stand by Trump if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell?
This is what you need to understand.
No, answer my question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Look how mad he's getting. Look how mad he's getting. Look how mad he's getting.
This is me attempting to moderate you for the first time.
Is that up on the screen for them to read?
Brandon.
Is that up on the screen for them to read?
Answer the question.
There's laws in place.
Why are you here if you're not going to answer the question?
Listen.
Will you continue to support Trump if he pardons Miss Maxwell?
I'm going to answer as soon as I make my point. You're not getting anything else until I make my point.
What is the point that you don't think you've already made?
The point that I am making is that if you scroll up, the bill is to make buying minors for sex illegal, a felony. You guys are saying that two people who are in a young romantic relationship will be hurt by that crime. No one in a relationship is buying the other for sex. So how are they going to be impacted by that? I
don't understand how you could be this fucking stupid.
You're stupid. Look at the top of the thing. You just read it.
That were raised by Democrats were about something outside of the purview of the solicitation of sex.
If we were,
And
the
Democrats
fact that you
were split
don't
on
seem
that.
to understand that is
Can
kind of
you
amazing.
stop?
And
Can
Democrats
you scroll
fought on
back
that,
up
too.
to the top?
No, we're doing
Democrats
that.
fought on
Yeah,
that.
We want
we're done.
you.
Look,
will
look,
you
look.
stand by Trump? No, we're just sick of hearing you go
No,
over
no,
the
you're
same fucking
sick.
nitpicky
You're
details.
sick. You're sick because you lost.
Comparing that bill to the Epstein
You're
files
sick
is just
'cause you
insane.
lost.
No,
It's just
you
insane.
lost. You definitely lost that one.
Why would a person
insane.
who is 14 years old?
Respectfully, we're going to ask you to move past this because you just got obliterated. We would like to ask you, will you stand by Trump if he
saw it here
pardons
first, folks.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
You saw it here first.
Why-
Even Nathan knows I'm right. That's why
It
he's
would
smiling.
appear
He's
that you do not want to answer
He's
this one.
embarrassed right
Listen,
now.
You
He's
don't want to
embarrassed.
answer this one.
It's okay.
They defend
We are
Democrats no matter what they
Brandon,
do.
we're asking you to move on. We're asking you to move on since you got annihilated.
I don't have to do anything you ask me.
Okay, but we're asking you to answer another question that we're now going to
And
discuss.
I asked you to scroll to the top and you didn't do it. So why do
Will
anything?
you? So, okay, we're going to just now assume.
He's throwing.
Why are you going to stand by Trump once he pardons Miss Maxwell, if he does? Why are you determined to stand by him?
Trump did nothing wrong. He did nothing
But
wrong.
Ghislaine did, right?
Ghislaine did a lot of shit wrong.
So she gets pardoned. That's a big.
So
How do we know he's going to partner?
Wouldn't him?
Who said he
pardoning
was
her-
going to partner?
Trump did.
Why would you stand by him pardoning?
Man, you guys want to argue speculative shit. I'm
No,
arguing
we'd like
facts.
to know.
Oh, you do?
Will you stand by him and why?
I want to argue facts.
I've watched
I don't
the
know
stream. All
what
you do
Trump's
is
going to
talk
do
about
when he
headlines.
does it. We could talk about
This
it.
is coming out very evasive.
If he does it, we can discuss
Do
it.
you not have your own ability to commentate on hypothetical moral situations?
Bro, it's politics. Let's talk about the facts.
Do you know that Trump doesn't know who you are and
What
won't
I
care
know,
and won't ever about what you say
what I
about
know is Democrats blocked the bill to protect young girls from pedophiles, and
This is
people
you
are
evading
doing
the
people are
conversation.
doing mental gymnastics to try
Brandon,
to cover up that fact.
If that was true, I would
That's
have a
a
problem
fact.
with that. But you don't have a problem with Trump covering up the Epstein
not
files.
true.
Your inability
No,
to have
I
any
do have
sort
a
of
problem with
nuanced
it.
But
conversation
you
about
said
that.
it's okay for political gain.
Yeah, Brandon, we're going to have to ask you to move on and talk about the thing that we're trying to talk to you about. I don't know why you're being so evasive about this, besides that I guess you maybe have apparently there are things you believe that you don't want to say.
Huh? I don't care if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell. It doesn't impact me at
How
all.
can you
Why do
justify
you care
that?
about that, but not
what
care
is your
about
justification
Ghislaine
for that?
Maxwell getting pardoned does not affect my 16-year-old daughter. Democrats defending people who want to buy 16-year-old girls for sex, that does affect
just
my
debunked
16-year-old
that,
daughter.
so-
Holy
You didn't debunk anything. It was right in front of you. You chose not to believe it.
No.
Wait. So
What happened?
you are
You all saw it.
So you approve
all saw it.
of Donald Trump pardoning someone who is probably one of the most renowned sex traffickers of
U.S.
I don't know
history.
in our
Who is?
modern
Who
recorded
is?
history.
Ghislaine.
Who is?
Ghislaine.
What was Ghislaine Maxwell convicted of?
Sex
You don't even know
trafficking
that.
people for
You don't even know that.
When was she charged?
We're not
Why
even-
don't you look it up
Why
and then we
won't-
can talk about
you
it?
want us
the
to tell you?
president when she was
Okay, yeah.
charged.
Yeah, I want you to actually have information about what
But
you're asking
we want to
about.
know why you won't commit. To,
Why would someone-
It's
why would you
obfuscating.
stand by
It's always
Trump if he
obfuscating
chooses
what
to
it's
do
doing.
that? How can you justify that?
I don't care about it.
So you don't.
It doesn't
care
affect me in
about
any way.
What if
Probably.
Ghislaine fires back up
Yo.
the ring and then tries to get
It
your daughter,
doesn't-
bro?
Brandon,
That-
I feel like this.
You just asked me and I answered.
This conversation should be humiliating for you, and I'm
shows
trying to
moral
figure out how
corruption.
you could possibly think that this is
just
like
shows moral
okay,
corruption.
yeah, like
It's okay if Republicans
do
do
you
it.
not
bad.
have a moral
Democrats
code
don't.
that you're planning on standing by?
So me supporting Donald Trump, if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell, is worse than you guys reading up the headline that says
you're
that they
inventing this
blocked
for the
the bill
record.
to protect them.
We're not
just made it
asking you
up.
to compare the two. We're just asking you to give us your
And
honest.
by the way,
I
there's
just
already
gave it to
laws
you.
for the thing that you're talking
It
about. That's
doesn't
why Democrats
affect
also
me
opposed it.
or my
There's
family.
already laws
Listen,
where they could charge
listen,
them as a felon.
Let me give you my
There's
answer for
already
the
laws
third
in
time.
place.
Let me give you the third time. My third.
You're not looking good right now. This is pretty bad.
Yeah, to you. To you.
All
I knew
things
it was.
considered,
Listen,
like
listen.
I knew it was.
I didn't think that there was any chance that you would be this unserious about
Listen, man.
this conversation.
Listen.
You should have debated me 2 months ago
Listen,
when I
man.
asked because it was
Listen.
a way better time
Listen,
for
man.
Republicans. Right now, y'all are down
Listen.
bad.
Yo, this
listen.
is crazy.
I answered it 3 times. Ghislaine Maxwell at this point has no impact on me and my family.
But how do you know? What if she fires back up the ring and tries
What
to go after your
if-
kids?
In what
What
way
if
do you think
it
that
was
that's what we're
Epstein's
asking
ring?
to you?
And
what-
she wasn't trafficking the girls to him?
in what world do you think that that's what we're asking? Like, does this
He
impact
literally
you?
just asked, what if she fires back? All right.
I mean, we have arguments about, the Middle East. Does that impact us?
Yes, it
Obviously
does.
not. Far
9/11
less
impacted
than
us.
pedophilia taking place in America, sex trafficking rings taking place
Hell,
in America. Far more likely to impact one of us than Israel and Palestine.
What?
That's true. On
What?
a day-to-day basis is what
Literally,
I'm saying.
that
Things
is
going
never
on
gonna impact us.
domestically versus things going on overseas.
Yeah, man.
What we're saying.
Tell it to the people from 9/11, man. Tell it to all the people who just died up in Ontario.
That was 24 years ago, and it happened
Tell
here.
it to all the people in Ontario who just died because an illegal immigrant rammed this 18-wheeler, crushing like 10, 12 people. That was in California.
How is this not evasion?
I'm telling you, these guys don't even know anything.
Every illegal immigrant
They want
story.
to debate. They want to debate things they don't even know about.
No, we want you to
Ontario.
tell us that, like, what
wasn't that in
we
Canada?
want to know what Trump could do
He finally got one
to make
point.
you
Now he's gonna
disown. Like,
What'd you say?
we want to know what Trump could do that would be enough for you to acknowledge
If I
that it
found
was
out
bad.
that he was a pedophile, touching kids, if he tried to run for a third
What if
term,
he pardoned somebody who was responsible for trafficking hundreds of teenage girls
doesn't
for a
affect
grown
me.
man?
That's his
Doesn't
moral
affect
compass
me
right there.
It doesn't
That's his
affect
moral
me.
compass. Moral corruption is what
that's
called.
crazy.
Moral
I feel
corruption.
like you should know enough to know how bad that was. for you to say
Trump has
that.
rotted your brain, bro.
This is
the true Trump derangement
yeah.
syndrome.
This is
Literally.
listen. This is typical
This could go
liberal
viral.
projection. We do it, but we're going to accuse you of doing it.
We're not
We just
doing
sat
it.
here and defended a bunch of California
battle
pedophiles,
amongst
defenders,
lawmakers versus
and all
the
of a
Epstein
sudden
files,
I'm the
by the way.
problem. Two grown men
Epstein
just
files
played mental gymnastics
versus California
on
lawmakers.
On record.
Epstein files, California
We
lawmakers.
can't listen.
There's a difference.
Let me say this: we can't make buying minors for sex a felony because if two minors are dating, or if an 18-year-old is dating a 17-year-old, he might get arrested. No one dating is buying the other for sex, so they won't even be
I
impacted
believe
by
that
that.
solicitation doesn't just mean buying sex, and that's what the interpreting.
They said
the language.
It's like
the
you-
law
it's like
literally
you-
said buying.
It's like you haven't
No,
been
it didn't.
listening
It
for the
said
past half
soliciting.
hour.
It said buy.
Scroll up. It says
Scroll up,
soliciting.
Adam. It says
Scroll
buy.
up. It
It
doesn't
says
say
buy.
buy.
Scroll up,
Have
Adam.
we not already
Go
gone
up.
over this?
Go up,
Like,
Adam. Go up.
No, I'm actually not going to allow you to control that
He's
because
protecting you.
my thing is I don't want to allow you to completely take
It says
control of
buy,
this
bro.
debate, given that I don't feel like you're being an honest participant.
Yeah, he
in
argues
this
in
debate.
bad faith every time he gets on camera.
We
It's just
winning.
what he does, man. This is what he
winning.
does. The grift is too strong.
Hey.
He went from the Tariq Nasheed
Listen,
grift
man.
to the FBA grift. Now it's a
Listen,
no-jumper,
man.
right-wing, black American
Ain't no
grift.
grift. It's just about being a man. A man is honest.
And
he
a
don't
man
need to
protects
lie.
children.
A
A man
man
protects
is
sex
honest.
traffickers.
A man is honest.
A real man
A man
pardons
is
Ghislaine
honest.
Maxwell.
He stands on business.
A real man stands by
Man,
his
you didn't
president
even
when
want to
he's
scroll
partner-
to the top of the screen
Because
to
I
prove
don't
Moose
want
was
you to
not
I
lying.
think the interpretation of the language is different than
the
what you're
thing
saying.
that
There's
you
no
want me to
interpretation.
scroll up
It says
for
soliciting.
is so that you can keep repeating yourself
I'm not
over
going
and
to repeat it
over.
no more. Scroll up and prove that it
We
said buy.
already read it multiple
If
times.
you scroll up, I won't bring it up no more for the rest of this thing. We can move on to the next issue.
No, we already read
we
it
know.
multiple times,
We
so I'm not going to oblige you on that
The
one.
comments is saying it says buy, bitch. It says buy, bitch. It says buy. It says buy.
No, okay, but I'm just going to explain this again.
You're
This is
making
kinda
yourself
mind-blowing.
look bad.
The Democrats were concerned that the law would be used in another way
Than
to
it's supposed
give
to be.
felony charges to people who are in consensual relationships. Yes, I already explained this multiple times. No,
I saw
that
you.
is not
Somebody pulled it up.
contradictory.
Alan Nathan pulled it out. I saw it for 2 seconds. Listen, the
What are you
Democrats were
celebrating?
concerned.
What W do
the
you think you just
Democrats
took?
were concerned that when they get caught for buying minors, they would go to jail for
No
a felony.
proof of this.
That's why they try to
He's
block
okay
like-
with Ghislaine getting
And so what
You
they
sound
did,
so
what they
retarded.
did,
He just made something up.
they did was they weakened it and then they passed it. They weakened it significantly.
How
'Cause
many
it-
Democrats legislators have
Do
been
you-
caught buying
do you even know?
16-year-olds?
Do you even know how many legislatures are in the California state legislature?
Tell me. And tell
No,
me how
do
many.
you know?
Wow, what a dump.
Oh my God.
Do you know?
Are
What
you
a
going to
huge
win the
W
debate
over
off that? Off the back of that alone because you know a number?
No fake laughing.
Thank
No
you.
fake
Shut up.
laughing. Brandon.
This is not a fake laugh.
No fake
crazy.
laughing. You
Ah,
can't
he
possibly
don't
think
even-
that's
You don't
funny.
know
He
how many
doesn't even
legislators?
know how
oh my
many
God, bro, you're trying to
people-
pardon a fucking
He
pedophile.
doesn't even
Like, we're
know
not
how
worried
many
about how many
people are-
legislators are in
Do
there.
you even know who your state representative is?
Wow, another huge
I
dunk.
think Ami Bera? Who is it?
Hell no.
Who is it?
Krell. Her name is Krell. I think her name is Megan Krell or something like that.
Sounds like neither one of us know.
You're in Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
I know mine. I'm asking you, but I think it's Krell or something like
Nobody
that.
cares about that.
Oh, you want to? He didn't want to look at
national
cares.
politics.
Hey, I can't-
Nobody thinks you're winning points.
Hey,
by
listen,
saying that, Brandon.
home team advantage, home field advantage, man.
You're
It's
a
okay.
worker here. I don't even work here. I'm
No,
trying to
he's
earn a
Do you
job.
know how many people are in the California state legislature?
No, and nobody cares.
Damn.
Yeah, nobody
They
cares.
wanted to, boy, they want to debate politics and don't even know nothing about politics, boy. That's wild.
Yeah, he's grasping at straws.
You know what's crazy?
You trying to claim a W right now?
You know what's
is
crazy?
very
You know what's crazy?
flabbergasting.
Me living in my rich neighborhood, I live right around the corner from my state congressman. I mean, my national congressman, and I don't
You
live
really, really, really don't care.
You seem to care.
It just shows a disconnect to the American people.
It's a political debate. It's a political debate, but we don't care about politics.
In his own bubble,
we don't
bro.
care about who your
that's
neighbor is.
Following widespread criticism. See, so the funny thing is, you guys have no criticism of what they've done, but the majority of Californians had heavy criticism of what they did.
Well, even Democrats did. They were fighting over it because of the interpretation. They had disagreements.
But you guys see nothing wrong with it.
I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's not the Epstein files.
You lying about our opinion.
Hey, shout out to Gavin Newsom for signing a much weakened version of the bill, though.
But that matters more than the Epstein bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that affects us directly. We're in California. That affects our children.
So you don't care about people's children's in Florida? I mean, I'm sure
anywhere
plenty of
America?
kids from California were sleeping with Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein is dead. Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail.
And she might get pardoned by Trump.
She might, but that hasn't happened yet.
that.
And you would support that?
I wouldn't support that.
But you'd be okay with it.
I wouldn't be okay with it. I would say I don't agree with it, and then I'll move on.
You still support Trump?
I'm not going to pull my support from Trump if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell.
A pedophile?
Well, I don't know.
You couldn't acknowledge that that's wrong?
Listen, I could say that I don't agree with it, but I would have to know the details. See, me, unlike you guys, I research things
pulling teeth
before I
to
speak
tell
on
them to denounce a pedophile.
No,
it's crazy.
You guys just supported a whole assembly of pedophiles.
Over that.
No, we're just trying to get you to acknowledge that what you were claiming that the article. Keep in mind where he started in terms of what he was trying to say that bill said. And then by the end of it, he's claiming something completely different.
Crazy?
And before Adam Googled, I said exactly what the issues that Democrats brought up, and that's what happened.
What's crazy is we sat and talked about all the dudes from Figueroa who got caught up with the pedophilia and stuff like that. We condemned them. I think we all universally condemned them. But we'll condemn what they did. We'll praise what happened to them, but then we'll poke holes and complain about the legislation that made that possible.
But there's already laws
just saying.
Who has poked holes in that?
There's already laws in place for that to charge people with
What are the laws?
You're trying to act like you're trying to act like them.
This guy just says anything.
Brandon, you're trying to act like them having some concerns about the bill is them promoting pedophilia.
They blocked that bill.
Nobody is falling for this.
They blocked that bill for a year and a half, bro.
And it's so telling that we have AI that could tell us exactly what happened right in front of us, and Brandon is still choosing to lie about what the AI says.
I'm not lying. What I'm saying is the concerns they had were pure bullshit. How can a bill that makes it a felony to buy minors for sex impact someone who's just dating?
So an 18-year-old should get a felony charge for dating a 17-year-old.
It doesn't impact people.
That is what the article said that their concern was, and you're trying to twist it into being something completely different. The bill was making it a felony to buy that person for sex. Brandon, we just read this.
They're saying the way
you read the concerns, but when we read what the bill says, I've read the bill.
I know, but
have any of you read the bill?
The bills can be interpreted.
The concerns were that it could be used in another way. And yes, we have explained this to you like 10 times.
Yeah, but
and you're acting like a big old baby, acting like you don't understand nuance.
It's like the most minute point. We can move on now.
Okay, that's fine. But all right, whatever.
I mean, it just kind of feels like at a certain point you're having such an unserious conversation.
I'm not.
It's like almost kind of hard to even want to commit to.
I watched this.
Look at the headline from Spectrum.
What it is.
Finally, anti-trafficking bill signed by governor. Finally, they took like over a year fighting that.
At least
it doesn't take a year to just adjust and negotiate and go.
Just passed today.
What Epstein bill?
They just voted this morning.
So they passed it?
Yeah, I believe so. And then it has to go to Trump. And Trump's going to start an investigation and tie up the records again so we can't release them. I guarantee it.
Okay, well, you guarantee that?
Yeah, I guarantee it.
You have no skin in the game. You can't guarantee shit if you got no skin.
You just said you don't care if people get molested in Florida because it's not our kids.
I didn't say that.
Our kids are like over here a couple hours away.
He doesn't care about anything other than his white neighborhood.
Well, I think
you don't even know where Epstein Island is. I don't even know where Epstein Island is. Keep going, man.
See, this again is why I think you've kind of conceded the the already.
I haven't conceded anything.
You're just acting like such a child that it's kind of hard for us to imagine that you seriously want to continue.
I'm winning in the poll right now.
You have eked your way up to 51%, which I feel like once you consider what percentage of the audience is only here for the slow-moving car crash, you could kind of assume.
You said you wanted to go to the next subject. You still on this subject because you know you're losing on this subject.
We tried to move on to another subject a long time ago.
We learned from the Yuri situation. Nigga, you can't move on. You struggle to move on. Stop blaming it on me. Move on or just stop talking about it.
Yuri situation
nigga, you talked about somebody who was irrelevant for like a year. Nigga, you're the one who can't move on. Go to the next subject. That's what we can do.
We actually don't have subjects, so you're going to have to suggest
Let this dude bring up another subject.
What do you think is a winning conversation here?
Mexican OT looking motherfucker.
I mean, he's famous. That's cool. He's got some
personal attacks.
He's marginally famous.
That he's losing.
That's a compliment for his ugly ass.
More famous than you.
That's true.
What do you want to talk about?
Damn, I'm giving them whatever.
Bro,
dealer's choice.
I'm the one who brought every single topic to this debate.
This guy's supposed to be literally. This guy.
Talk about.
I never said that I was bringing the topics to the table.
Man, let's talk about your support of Gavin Newsom.
Okay.
The guy has wasted like $30 billion, $24 billion fighting homelessness. No results. They can't even track the results. The results of it. It's been wholly ineffective. He spent $13.8 billion building high-speed rail which was supposed to go from like Bakersfield to San Francisco.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was supposed to go 800 miles to date. In 6 years, bro has built 100 miles. It's only gone from Bakersfield to Merced, only 100 miles. Mm-hmm. And bro has spent $13.8 billion. At this rate, for him to actually complete that and get that all the way up to San Francisco, it will cost bro $250 billion to complete that project.
And that's based on what projection?
You can look it up. That's based on facts. I researched this thoroughly.
Okay.
Thoroughly.
I mean, you're not going to get too much pushback of.
But you said you support that. But you said you support Gavin Newsom.
I mean, I support my governor. No matter you support the president.
You support
even though
a thief.
He protects pedophiles.
You support a thief.
And you support a pedophile.
And Gavin Newsom doesn't?
No. What are you talking about?
If Gavin Newsom
has been outspoken on.
Why are we back on the pedophile? If
Gavin Newsom pardoned Ghislaine Maxwell, would you renounce him?
I would renounce Gavin Newsom.
And in that way, it feels like there's some sort of moral.
Because I'm just looking for the reason why I brought it up.
Can you? He's trying to save face right now.
The reason why I brought it up.
Would you renounce him for stealing $24 billion in the name of fighting homelessness, but no homelessness has risen?
It doesn't seem like any single state has figured out homelessness. What is this?
We have the most homelessness in the world.
Because we take care of the most homelessness in the world. We have the most programs.
Homelessness is going up.
I know, but California takes care of their homeless better than any other state in America. We're taking care of homeless,
but the homeless rate is rising.
Yes, it doesn't mean getting them into homes. Half of them have mental health issues and drug abuse.
So why do we keep spending billions to build housing?
I don't think people have a plan anywhere in America for homelessness. And the problem that we have. California obviously is the best at helping.
Why don't we think like homelessness exists? So therefore the Democrats are doing a horrible job. Is just like who do you think that's convincing to?
Most of these people are on drugs or have mental illness.
Yeah.
Let's build some mental institutions like what we had before Reagan.
The Republicans have routinely
I'm honest about it, bro.
What is the party who is supporting these sort of establishments?
Let me finish. Reagan shut down all the mental institutions. Yeah. Republicans got to own that. I'm cool with that. But why don't Democrats rebuild them to fix the problem in our state?
Because I think the reason why they even closed them in the first place was all the issues that they were having in terms of the care and all the
guess what?
Human rights violations that were going on within them.
Listen, but guess what Democrats love doing? Passing regulations. So put regulation, supervise it, hire people to go around and check and make them do their job. Here's the problem.
It would never pass because Republicans wouldn't finance that. Republicans wouldn't agree to finance that.
Bro, Republicans have no say in what goes on in California.
No,
there's 9 Republicans in the whole legislature.
3 of them still have to vote yes, I believe.
How many people are in the legislature?
I don't know. You've asked me that 5 times. I don't know. But every other point, I'm whooping that ass on. So I'm not tripping off the numbers.
You ain't whooping nothing. Okay, I'm just asking you because one day you're going to get it. I thought he'd look it up and help you. But here's the thing. Republicans have like 9 people in the legislature. They have 0 power. So what I'm telling you is this. If you took the $24 billion and put that $24 billion into building more mental institutions, hiring more people who can, doctors, psychiatric specialists to deal with these people, and strengthening law enforcement and enforcing the laws against drug dealing, you would greatly reduce the homeless population. We don't do that. We allow the problem to grow so we could keep asking for money to fix it, but that money keeps disappearing in the pockets of Gavin Newsom's friends, and we don't know what they're doing with it.
But do you understand, if California didn't give out all this money to homeless people, all of them wouldn't flock here, and then they would be in their home states, which are red states that don't have any programs to help homeless people.
Red states have programs.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
It's some of the least. Why do you think all of the Americans that are homeless in America flock to California? Is because they get the best benefits.
Weather.
No, it's not.
Yes,
the weather.
It's
bro.
weather.
There's so many
You
other
could be a
places with
homeless
good
person
weather.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year in California.
You think the
Go to
weather
New York,
outweighs the benefits that they receive from California?
Have you ever been out of California?
Yes or not? Yes,
Okay.
I've been to 50 different states.
Okay, so go to Chicago. Homeless people are literally freezing on the street dying. I saw that with my own eyes.
The weather matters more than the benefits.
Listen,
Does
what's the other warm states? Florida?
Vegas, Arizona,
Vegas, but it's hot as fuck.
I do think the weather is a big part.
It's extreme in Vegas, bro. You can't sit outside all day.
Weather is more than the benefits, you think?
No, I think that's the primary reason.
I don't think it is. I think it's the
California
benefits,
is the only state where you can sit out.
We're giving them money, the cards loaded with money.
Why
Why
is California using taxpayer dollars? Yes, and yet you support Gavin Newsom, the person signing all this shit into law.
I know, but you support Donald Trump, who gave $40 billion to Argentina while our people are struggling.
We've already talked about that. You keep on bringing up Donald Trump when
because it's moral consistency. It's consistency in your points,
I'm consistent. Bro. If Donald Trump was doing that, I would have a problem with it.
$40 billion to Argentina. It could have gone to the homeless people and building the centers that you're talking about.
Listen, helping a country that is trying to build itself back, where the president,
the most unstable country in the modern world,
economically unstable.
Yeah,
but they're
every
not.
10 years they collapse.
But listen, they're having democratic elections. They're doing things to enrich the lives of their people. If you go look up the polling for the happiness rate in Argentina, it's incredibly high.
I wonder how the next crashes those polls are going to look.
I'm okay with helping a country.
We're never going to see that money. Come back.
I am okay. You know what's funny? The lady who grooms my dogs, her and her husband, they are from Argentina. They're legally here. They're very nice. I make sure I give them. No, the place is called.
They say it's going great over there.
Look, let me give them a shout out. Bitches and Bubbles on 10th and Long Beach Boulevard in Long Beach, California. Go show them some love right next, just west of the Superior supermarket. Bitches and Bubbles. Love that place. So what I'm telling you is,
shut it down.
You're not Argentinian, so they might be loosely related to you. But if one of your illegal cousins comes, send them back. But if one of your legal cousins comes, I'm okay with that, and I'll do business with them. But what I'm saying is, I meet Argentinian people. They love their country. They come to America to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. So I'm okay with that. But when you're talking about cartel leaders, like, who would you like to give money to? Because I know that the money given to Argentina was private investment.
Not all of it. Some of it was taxpayer funds.
The majority is private.
The majority of the first $20 billion was taxpayer funds.
Okay, we're back on the subject. If we're going to stay here, we got to look it up because the information has to be correct. The United States.
And the problem is that the deal
does the United States look up this?
Trump never made it public.
They are public.
Nope.
Does the United States benefit from giving Argentina money? Because what they're doing is they're buying up currency. They're not giving anything. So as the
currency swap with the most unstable economy in the world.
Okay.
In the modern world.
The question of whether the USA benefits from its financial arrangement with Argentina, specifically a recent $20 billion currency swap, which is a loan,
is a subject of ongoing debate with various political and economic perspectives. So
go to what the Treasury Secretary said.
Very long article. And just to read the end, in essence, the perceived benefits depend on whether one prioritizes geopolitical strategy and potential financial returns on the loan or the immediate negative impacts on specific U.S. economic sectors and the political controversy surrounding the deal.
That's what we should be worried about.
Can we see what the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said? He's he's right there. Financial return.
Scott Bessent is not going to say the exact talking
financial
point that
return.
Trump wants him to.
Yeah, Treasury Secretary has stated that the U.S. has actually profited from Argentina currency swap deal and that the Exchange Stabilization Fund, which provided the money, has never lost money. The currency swap is a loan with interest, not a grant of aid.
Yeah, we got to believe that. It's made us money and never lost money.
So the Exchange Stabilization Fund has a record of making the United States money. So when they looked at the situation, these are economists, not us just regular laymen. They've looked at the situation. They clearly saw something that leans towards we will make money doing business with them, and I trust them over you.
But there's people on their side that are. This is heavily debated.
Side? It's just a secretary.
It says heavily debated. What are you talking about? Why would smart people debate it if it's just cut and dry?
Do you know what that means? That means we have to wait and see. We can't come down on any side because we don't know what's going to happen.
But we can look at history and see the collapse of 1990 and 2001,
Adam,
and up until 2014.
This is for you, Adam. This is for you. If we look at history, it says that the Exchange Stabilization Fund, which provides the money, they've never lost money. So looking at history, if we go by their record,
economies, not Argentina. Not Argentina.
Listen, if we go by the record of the Exchange Stabilization Fund, then it's leaning towards this is going to be a successful venture.
That would be with a stable economy, not Argentina, which is the opposite. That's the problem that we're having. It's the opposite in Argentina.
Listen, Burrito Boy. I'm going to lean on the
rage bait
side.
when he doesn't have a good point. He has to rage bait and do the rage.
This is not rage bait. My point
I'm not
was made.
almighty suspect, bro. You're not going to get me to spit on you or do some weird shit. Like, just talk about the facts. Like you said,
almighty suspect is going to jail. No one's worried about him.
He seems like he got an extension.
He should be worried about his culo. He should be worried about his culo.
We need a food community post that compiles all of the racist things that Brandon said.
Handle it. I don't give a
Actually, your food page, maybe it would be a good place to start for that.
Listen.
Geesh. So for the record, Moose did end up getting 51% on the Epstein topic, which I think was honestly the exact same percentage on the other one, the way it ended. So
I'm undefeated.
Make what you will of our demographic out there watching this.
The fact that I got that close is alarming for you guys. You got all Mexicans in the chat. You should have got a landslide.
A W is a W. It is a landslide compared to how Trump won the election.
Shout out to
We're not going to try to steal the poll either. We're just steal the poll.
Shout out to my honest.
All the No Jumper fans, come up here. We're going to have an insurrection.
Shout out to my honest Mexican American
Moose Man
viewers who were honest about who won the debate. And to you liars, may you burn in hell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shout out to all my Longos who are texting me right now. They're not too happy about the Burrito Boy comment, but
I don't give a fuck about that.
We're going to figure it out.
The only people I want to see burn in hell is Ghislaine Maxwell. He wants her pardoned and out
Gavin
of the
Newsom. Gavin Newsom.
Running up pedophile rings to the degree.
Hey, what
Make
about the guy?
pedophile rings great again.
You want to talk about pedophiles? What about the Wiener guy up in San Francisco? I know you heard about him. The senator.
Yeah, he should go to prison.
Yeah, he's a Democrat senator.
Yeah.
All he does is try to force bills through that make it decriminalized for men to molest kids.
But that's the difference. Is I'm against all.
But he's a Democrat.
You're against the ones that are
From
just
the sounds
Democrats.
of it, I am against that.
But he's a Democrat. Democrats in California elected him to the Senate. Think about that.
Americans elected Donald Trump to the presidency, and he's
But Donald Trump is not a pedophile.
We don't know that yet.
Yes, we do.
Because he hasn't released the files.
Well, it's going to come out.
Okay.
The victim said he's not a pedophile.
Did he suck Bill Clinton off, lastly?
Don't know.
If he did, will you denounce him?
No. Are you homophobic?
No, I'm not. But
so why does it matter?
In that case, yes.
Does it matter?
Republicans usually are. So I'm just.
You're a hypocrite. 1 minute you're about the LGBTQ, you're a participant in getting pregnant, shit like Adam has said, and now you have a problem with gayness.
I don't have a problem. I'm asking if you have a problem.
We do not know him to be gay.
It was a question I posed. I didn't say any judgment. It was a question I posed. Did Bill Clinton get sucked by Donald Trump?
From man to moron, pick a struggle. And I'm not calling you a moron. That was just
I know. We're all
pick a struggle.
Stop
hanging around Adam, bro.
I've been here like once in the past 2 months.
This nigga go today. Adam. Dude, let me tell you something.
I'll just be getting pegged. 5
minutes after I talked to you on the text, a bum tried to stick his dog on me, bro.
Stick his what?
I said sick his dog.
My bad.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, my bad.
You want me to say it in Spanish? I don't know how. Pero. I think that's dog. Pero. No.
I was about to do some African shit, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get down to the Brandon pig fight.
Give in to the racism. You got to say something about Koreans because of TF third.
A little kid, one of my kids' friends the other day said to me, like, how do people in Africa talk?
Oh, God.
And I immediately felt like the chat GPT like block, like a woke block.
Yeah, like,
and I was just like,
that's a very interesting question.
I said, I was like, that's an interesting question. It's very complicated. I'm going to have to get back to you.
They talk in a series of clicks.
Hey, shout out to all my Africans, all my Nigerians.
Yeah,
I work with some of them in healthcare. Shout out, they're cool people, great people, immigrants.
What tribe?
I don't know, Hutu, Tutsi.
That's my favorite thing when you're around Nigerian people and they run into each other and like, What tribe?
Yeah, they be beefing.
They hate each other. I mean,
or they'll be like,
they
"Oh,
hate
she's
each
from
other.
this tribe. That's why she's like that. That's why she's rude." I'm like,
You know my DNA actually goes back to the tribe that's like doing all the slaughtering in the north of Nigeria.
Are you saying you're gonna kill us after this debate?
I'm saying I got it in me.
Oh shit!
You're Liberian?
No, in Nigeria, Fulanis.
Oh, right.
General Butt
Fulanis
naked?
are the ones slaughtering everybody.
Should we send a National Guard over there?
I want to go over there and hang with. I got some
Hang
friends,
with them?
I got some friends who are Fulani, and I asked them like, would they like kill me if I went over? It was like, hell no, they'll love you.
You think they're lying to you?
No,
I was watching a basketball game yesterday, and I'm just looking at the
You don't even
ads
like
on the
sports.
court. I don't. I was playing poker, but it was on the screen. It said on the court, "Visit Rwanda."
Wow.
hell no.
And I'm just thinking, like,
I wonder what court that was
The
on.
only two things, I think it was a 76ers game.
Oh shit. Okay.
The only two things I know about Rwanda is Rwandan genocide, and then
Hotel room.
that ad. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and that movie about that.
No,
genocide, yeah.
it's peaceful now.
It is?
Rwanda is super because they have what's the freaking guy's name? Damn, I can't believe I forgot that. But the president of Rwanda, he's like a straight thug. He's the one who stopped the Rwandan genocide.
Oh.
He came out of the hills, whooped some ass,
You got them together.
and he got it all together. That's a very peaceful, very incredibly clean country. It's right next to Kenya, where I like to go.
Are Mexicans welcome in Africa?
There's a lot of Mexicans in Kenya, actually.
For real?
You know Lupita Nyong'o, the lady who played the Black Panther?
Yep.
So she had her father.
He's from Mexico, right?
No, he's not. He worked in Mexico as a part of they're Kenyans. But Mexico,
she grew up, right?
She grew up in Mexico.
That's what it was. my
Because
bad.
Kenya and Mexico did like an exchange of like teachers and all that. So like there's a lot of there's a few Kenyans who have Hispanic names, and so like Mexicans they do travel to Kenya.
And they got that connection.
Bro, I'd be on the plane and it'd be like some Mexicans on there.
Why do you hate us all
I don't
here?
talk to them or anything.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
why do you hate
I'm
us
just
all
fucking
here,
around.
man?
I'm fucking around.
I have a fun topic. Should Bad Bunny be hosting the Super Bowl?
I don't care.
Not hosting, but starring in the halftime show.
Do you think it's like woke though by Jay-Z to pick it like at this time with ICE stuff? Do you think it was politically motivated?
I think Jay-Z is looking at the numbers. It's a bunch of Hispanic people.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch. And the NFL, as much as they say they don't like it, they're gonna go with it because it's gonna get probably record viewership.
Yeah, from all these Latin countries are going to tune in. They wouldn't usually watch the game.
President's name is Paul Kagame. President of Rwanda is Paul Kagame. It just came to me.
Shout out to
Paul. He's a great guy. He's a dictator, but he's a great guy.
But so as a conservative, are you okay with your children seeing Bad Bunny wearing a dress, a tube top? I'm not
thong.
sure. A thong, a series of thongs, assless chaps. How does that make you feel?
I don't care because for one, my daughter's not going to watch the Super Bowl.
Why not?
She doesn't watch
You guys
football.
don't like gather and like,
Yeah, you
at
don't
least, like
gather?
watch the halftime show. You know,
don't
usually
gather.
like women are down to watch the halftime show even if they don't watch
Does
the
your family gather to watch the World Cup? Wait, don't answer that.
No, they don't.
Okay.
I mean,
You know they do.
some of my super
Oh, my
Mexican
God.
family, you know what I'm saying? All my Paisa family for sure.
Nah, I mean Super Bowl comes on, I'll watch it. My daughter's not worried about that shit. Bad Bunny I like his music. I enjoy Bad Bunny. There's no way you can listen to Bad Bunny and not be bobbing your head, bro. Even if you don't understand what that fool's
So
saying.
do you think all like the
I like that
outrage is kind of bullshit then? Like,
What happened?
Do you think all the outrage that Republicans are giving, all the guff that they're giving about that is just kind of bullshit?
I don't dismiss people's like concerns or their criticism as bullshit. In America, where I'm from, we like to try to see things from other people's perspective. But what I would ask them to do
ironic.
is have an open mind on it. Right? It's 1 year. You don't have to go crazy. There is a demographic of Americans who would enjoy that.
Yeah, he
and
sells
we've
out
been
here.
dominating it for a long time. And so let them have a turn and see. Because if
it's successful, maybe they'll bring another one back. If it fails,
yeah,
they can
maybe
say,
we'll
"We
get
told you so."
Enrique Iglesias again.
I think he's a little past the point.
Yeah, I mean, that would kind of defeat the
Man,
reason why they got
I heard Enrique still be selling shit out.
Probably. I mean,
Probably
yeah,
not.
a lot of the Latin.
What's that one
sales.
Don whatever to do with the black mustache but the gray hair? Don Cheeto?
I forget his name. It's Don something.
Hey, that fool be selling out fucking
sure,
crypto
yeah.
center, bro.
They
Bad
should have
Bunny
just had
doesn't like
Kendrick
to
do it
talk
again.
What'd you say?
Kendrick 2 years in a row.
Yeah, please no.
Hell no.
Bring Drake up there, man. That's
Yeah,
what we
that's
need.
the
I'm
King
so
of
sick of
LA.
Kendrick's
Drizzy.
ass.
That's the king of America.
Listen, man. Forget that. They need to let the youngsters come up and do their thing. But you know what I heard you heard rap music is like heavily declining in like the billboards and all that.
Word on the streets.
That's because this is the shit you like. The shit nobody want to listen to.
No, the shit I like is the stuff that's keeping it afloat.
Man, hell
the
no.
Murder music.
I rode in the car with you listening to the shit you listen to. That shit's trash.
I think it's definitely a lull, but there's lulls in hip hop all the time. Like 2018, there was like a lull in hip hop where the numbers were down. It picks back up. The only thing that saved it last time was COVID.
Hip hop is
it was declining before that.
That is true, yeah.
No,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Hip hop is doing this thing where they're giving you less value, but they're expecting like a big return.
You
can't go from like Nas them making 4-minute songs, 5-minute songs, damn near movies, and then now dude does a minute and 30-second song.
That's TikTok and shit. Everybody's brain is fried. That 4-minute song, I listen to old songs. I'm like, God damn, this song's still got 3 minutes left.
Listen,
shit. Like
the third verse, you're like, how is this possible?
Yeah,
but
I need a new beat.
But you can take a minute or 30 seconds from a 4-minute song. But the funny thing is, you look at that, but then they'll take 4-minute songs and they'll resurge on TikTok.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's like the 15-second little popular
15,
part
30
of it,
seconds.
you know what I'm saying?
But I just think you're getting more value because I mean, we've all done this. You find a song with a really nice beat. It's a minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So now you're just
gotta put
putting
it on repeat.
over and over.
But how are you like, oh, this song is a minute and a half. I'm getting a lot more value than a 4-minute song. I only have to
like
play this up one. It's all free once you pay for it.
No, but you're getting value. I mean, you listen to music
more
for
like
entertainment.
Is what you're saying.
No value. You're listening for entertainment.
Yeah.
You might listen to it for relaxation, motivation. In like in the case of Nipsey Hussle, you're getting value. That's the value. See, you didn't even know that. This dude looks like that.
What?
But you're getting value from that, and that's what makes people continue to consume. Now, when dudes are talking about the same shit, you can barely understand what they're saying. You're not getting as much value from it.
It's just funny to picture like a kid listening to a song and be like, well, I'm just not getting enough value.
Yeah,
from
let me
this
get to
song.
the next one. See,
No.
Maybe the next one will have more value.
The essence of the,
If you grew up in
it adds to your life, you know what I'm saying? The comfort.
I will tell you what the actual reason is that if you go back to the 90s, it was extremely hard to get your hands on even competent rap music. So as a result, everybody was anxiously awaiting, God, I'll wait 1.5 years, 2 years for the new Jay-Z album to come out because there was so little great rap music that you had access to. Now, granted, if you were really digging in the crates, if you're buying Murder Dog, if you're going and spending hundreds of dollars a month on CDs or whatever. Yes,
Murder Dog? What the fuck is that?
You don't remember Murder Dog, man?
No one knows that bullshit. You were in New Hampshire. That's why you couldn't get good music.
Yes, and even at the Barnes & Noble in New Hampshire, they had Murder Dog.
Nah,
Shout out to everybody who knows about Murder Dog.
We had
like this white boy.
We had DMX, Nas, all these dudes, and they were constantly pumping.
Murder Dog was a magazine. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that now we live in a generation where, like, even the most diehard hip hop fans, you know, realistically, like, they have a huge amount of music that they could be listening to at any time. There's like very few artists out there that people are genuinely excited about. So that's why you see almost like hating on rap music is more popular than being a genuine fan of rap music.
Because rap music has gone downhill. Like you don't like remember, like when I was young, like I used to be going through shit, fighting with motherfuckers. We getting into it. I'm walking home. I know I'm gonna have a fight when I hit 21st Street, right? I'm listening to DMX and shit. That shit is like motivating me. Like I gotta do some shit. It might go down. I'm listening to Nas, Godson, all types of. That's value. That is like something that it corresponds with a certain part of my life, right? It's like it's memorable. Like when you listen to a song that's 1 minute and 30 seconds, it's really impossible to make a connection with it.
Yeah, it comes and goes. But that's like with everything now. It's like the content comes and goes. It's like your moment is big today. They forget about you tomorrow.
If you take the greatest rap song of all time from the 90s or whatever, you could just chop it in half and boom, it's 1:45. And it's like that one verse, or if they manage to squeeze 2 verses in there, it could still be just as full of content. And what if I were to tell you that there's tons of artists out there right now who are rapping like on a technical level just as well as a young Nas, who are talking about topics that are just as, you know, lofty and interesting as Nas. It's just that the culture as a whole and even just the rap fans have just kind of lost interest. They don't crave it in the same way that they used to. And part of that is the fact that the interest graph has just been so splintered. There's infinite different, like we can't see the difference in the impact that, you know, millions of hip hop fans choosing to listen to many hours of podcasting or streaming every single month. And that shit is just taking away from listening to music. And granted, that's cool. That's just part of our culture. Now people listen to a 4-hour Joe Budden podcast instead of spending, you know, an hour listening to the new
What
Nas
the hell is our culture? We don't share no culture. But what I'm saying is,
you don't know what fucking Murder Dog is.
Listen, I don't care about that. Listen,
white boy.
How many
legislators are there?
No, look. But I'll say what makes me feel like what you said is not accurate is like Cardi B's album. she kind of went back to the old school type of song. She did like 2 to 3 verses. The songs are like 4 minutes, 4 minutes long. She's getting real she's getting like deep in her bag. The storytelling. Yeah. She's talking about her life. That album
but
was
also
the best.
10 years secure though too.
That album is the best album of the year in my book because she went back and recaptured that old style, and you really got that old feel. That shit took you back to the 90s, low-key.
Don't you think?
Shout out to Cardi.
Going back to old styles is kind of a cop-out in and of itself. Yeah, it's indicative of the fact that it's just not as much ground. Like yeah, when I listened to Imaginary Players, and I was like, damn, that's cool as fuck hearing her rapping this old Jay-Z beat. I felt that, but then I also felt like it kind of says something that she seems to be having a hard time getting a new solo song off the ground. And that album, as much as it seemingly sold pretty well, and I thought it was a pretty good album, it feels like it kind of came and went without that much fanfare.
The promo was going crazy when she first dropped it, and her just being outside.
And when I think back to like 2017 or whatever, when her other album dropped, and how it was just everything I heard coming out of every car, every girl was talking about it. It feels like a lot has changed.
But just like you said, it goes back to the TikTok effect and shit. Everyone's just microwaving music and then onto the next.
You don't really have a hit off
that Cardi album is definitely a classic, and I think it will be appreciated as time goes on. Songs like Safe, Dead, those songs are just bangers, bro. I was listening to that shit for a week straight, and I don't really listen to that type of music. I'm just telling you, everything is a cycle. It all comes back around. Look, before you wear baggy jeans, why you got them big goofy baggy jeans on? Now everybody wear tight. Now you wear tight pants. Why you got them tight ass jeans? It's a cycle. It goes around. What goes around comes around, and that's just the reality on it. So,
But don't you think, like, in the emergence of like the Joe Rogan popularity, Joe Budden, the podcast space being interesting, if music kept up that same interesting level, don't you think it would have stayed side by side, or even maybe even bigger if we had like Odd Futures and like these big movements of like people, where big groups of America were interested in it? It seems like it got the music went along with the microwave feeling of just there's not even going to be a hook on this song. There's not even just kind of getting away from the culture and development.
From an intellectual perspective, if you listen to podcasts, like we all know that
Bro, you're not an intellectual, so how are you going to give us the intellectual perspective?
After this event, this podcast,
I'm not saying that.
We all are.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend.
You've got a lot of work to do. You're not exactly a Harvard graduate either, my friend. But either way, on this podcast, we all know that we can't just talk about the same shit that we talked about last week if we were to do this frequently. And then meanwhile, when you listen to rap music, what do you get? I mean, yeah, occasionally you get more conceptual stuff, but for the most part, it's a lot of, I'll pull up and shoot up your block and, hey, check out my icy chain and look at I got hella bitches. And it's just, even the rap fans who are like the least thoughtful are pretty sick of that shit on average.
But when you bring motherfuckers on like Shark on Land who don't even got a song and you promote him as like this rapper, that hurts.
We're not talking about his rap.
Well, he's part of a group. That's a rap group, right? I thought that was a rap group, 600.
No, it's a gang.
Well, even that, but whatever. But I'm just telling you, listen, the whole situation it's exhausting. The same shit over and over. That's why you see somebody like Kendrick. Kendrick don't drop often, but when he does, it's a moment because he's going to come with like giving his full, his whole, like all of what he has. Kendrick don't make no minute 30-second songs.
Lefty Gunplay feature?
I don't mind Lefty
atomic
Gunplay.
bomb.
I think Lefty Gunplay has potential, and he's another one who doesn't do the minute 30-second song. Everyone who does real songs
Lefty Gunplay does not have potential.
If you look, listen, I don't agree with you.
What
I don't agree with you. Listen, look, if you look at the people who are the most successful in rap, they're still making music according to the old model. Drake, Kendrick, Cardi. In the list, J. Cole.
What's the old model?
The old model is 4-minute song, 3 verse with 2 hooks.
That does not describe Cardi.
What I'm telling you is...
Oh, you're talking Cardi B?
Cardi B. So what I'm telling you is, look at the people at the top of the game. Yeah. They're still doing that shit like the 90s, bro.
But even Adam's saying like Cardi's album came and went. You can make an argument that GNX came and went in a way. You know what I'm saying?
That bitch made it to the Super Bowl. How did it come in and go?
The song.
They not like us? Stop it.
Yeah, not like us.
GNX wasn't out yet at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the
That was a single on GNX, though.
The album wasn't out yet at that time.
But that was the single from GNX.
Yeah, but the album wasn't out yet at that time.
Yeah, but that's old school where they played the single for like several weeks before the album came out.
But you don't want to dictate like an album success off the lead single that's a diss to the biggest rapper, saying of all time.
I do.
But the rest of the album,
that's 90s, bro. You get one song good on the whole album.
But I agree with you that he puts a lot of heart and soul and effort into it, just like Cardi B did. But that's our argument, is even that the super high quality product is still being here today and gone tomorrow type shit.
Listen, so if you know anything about economics, the market corrects itself. So what the market did was it corrected itself. There was a lot of bullshit being introduced into the market. For a second, the consumer was like, oh, let me see about this. And that resulted in an overall rise in the market for a second, because there was curiosity and there was excitement, consumer interest. But once the consumer realized that this was a bunch of bullshit, the market corrected. Now they are evicting all the bullshit and they're choosing what was the tried and true formula for rap music. So
if you go back to 2012, 2014, etc., the amount of hype that the rap game had was on a much more manageable level. Like the underground was super buzzing and everything. There were artists who were popping on a mainstream level, but then you have the SoundCloud rap bubble, the drill rap bubble, the COVID bubble, and now here we are. And it doesn't help that there's a lot of just purely statistical facts, the SoundCloud bubble. A lot of those dudes died. A lot of the biggest stars from that era died. A lot of the biggest stars from the drill era are dead or locked up for 30 years. Yeah. And then, COVID kind of inflates everything for a little while. And now we're sort of just stuck in this current state of stagnation. And we just kind of have to wait around for new stars to emerge.
Even just LA.
I don't even want new stars. I don't even want new stars to emerge. I just want the stars that stayed out, stayed free. I want them to just, invest and take time in their craft. But have you ever interviewed La Russell and guys like that?
No.
Why don't you bring those guys up?
Shout out to La Russell.
Those guys.
Music,
I never heard
the stuff.
He's good.
Yeah, I don't listen to his music a ton, but just based off what I see, what he does in the Bay Area and just all the community shit. I mean, he obviously has a big, giant base behind him.
He has a following.
Yeah, and he does a lot of positive stuff in the community, which a lot of people are always complaining that rappers don't do.
Adam shaking his head, hell no, you won't be up in this motherfucker.
I got no intention of interviewing
I heard
the community.
I never heard his music. I heard the name. He's well going to pull up if you say he's so relevant. I mean, actually,
he's so relevant.
You've sent me a lot of mega irrelevant artists.
Nah, you're lying.
You're one of the biggest people in the Bay for sure.
Bro, you didn't interview some irrelevant people.
Doing it independently.
I be looking at people I look at people who seem dedicated to their craft, right? Not the guy who's going to be rapping and in a couple weeks he's going to be a podcaster like Almighty Suspect. I want somebody who's committed to this shit. But
shot is crazy. Have you ever interviewed Mike Sherm?
Mm-mm.
We needed that Mike Sherm interview.
Man, Adam, we're getting old, bro. We don't know what's cool anymore.
No, I know what's
the
cool.
Underground.
No,
podcast,
you don't.
I fuck with.
See, and the fact that you keep thinking that,
you have no idea.
I've identified the problem, bro. We're aging out. The shit that we think is cool is not really cool to the kids anymore.
I'm not going to put anybody on blast in particular because I don't remember their names, but he has sent me some of the most irrelevant artists possible.
Tell him to check him out.
You need to interview this
guy.
You
mean Kyrie Doty, a guy who did over 1 million views on social media on one song in less than 2 days?
Congratulations on your reel.
When
that's
my 300K.
When someone is going up, when someone's going up, they're performing, they're doing little tours, you bring them. Because then you could increase the momentum. I would rather listen to him than Aaron the plumber. I would rather listen to him than a lot of these motherfuckers y'all trying to force to get on here. And
Aaron the plumber banging in my headphones.
Bro is one of the few rappers coming out of Arizona. Listen,
I thought you said
he's one of the few rappers coming out of Arizona. Now you got the Arizona market tapping in. What I'm saying is it's business, man. Even when you go on trips, you keep going to these damn hood boogers in Chicago. Don't nobody want to fucking hear from them niggas. We know what they own.
I've been to Chicago 2 times in 6 years.
Go look at the rap scene in Alaska or Russia. They got one over there.
I mean, what do you even intend to say when you say that? I'm sure that there's probably nobody who's making any noise out of Alaska.
That's a lie. I watched 2 videos on the rap scene in Alaska. It's growing.
We might have to check it out.
It's probably growing, but probably not that.
Brandon, what do you think about Mexican rappers? Mexicans rapping?
Oh, hell yeah. It's hard to make it as a Mexican.
Do you think
that's what 6ix9ine told me.
And do you think Mexican rappers should be saying the N-word? And do you think they would have more support if they didn't?
Do you support the death penalty for Mexican rappers who say that?
No, because I hear Mexicans call each other the N-word as much as anybody. Just like Asians, Samoans, they use it amongst each other. So if you use it among each other, you're using it amongst each other. Now when you say the N-word, you ain't talking about me. You're talking about clearly the people around you. But really, I think there's some rappers who have potential. I think if Lefty Gunplay stops using drugs, he has a lot of potential. And the reason why, wait a minute, the reason why I say he has potential is because when I listened to his album, I heard the influence, the people who motivated him to do it. And I think when you do that, you have more of an idea how to get it right than someone who's like, man, I don't even listen to none of that shit.
For sure.
He was shit. He had juvenile samples. I'm like, bro, it's definitely
it's just the drugs. Pretty
he's
much.
going in the right direction, bro. He needs to get his cadence a little better. He needs to stop saying it's Lefty, MF, and Gunplay. But if he gets with the right people helping him write and the right like creative team, I think Lefty Gunplay has a lot of talent.
I just feel like if you've been famous for a year and you still haven't made one good song.
But he has a drug problem. That's the difference.
And he doesn't listen to nobody, I heard. People try to get to write for him. People try to get him in the studio and work on verses and fix little awkward parts. And he's like, I'm Lefty Gunplay. I don't need to listen to shit.
Traditionally in rap, drugs make
that's
music
so
better.
rap. That's like,
for sure.
Those are the best people. But what he has
they
to
got to have the talent already.
He has to
curated.
discipline himself. He has to discipline himself. And on top of that, just creative team. Get some black dudes in the studio with you, man. Some dudes who are accomplished. If you got the money coming,
he made a whole album with Problem.
Yeah, but that's not the kind of guy you need in the studio.
Hot in the street.
You need to try to get in the room with like somebody.
Brandon said you ain't it.
You need to get in the room with somebody like a DJ Quick,
Macwop.
No. You need to get in the studio with somebody like a La Russell, a creative genius.
Yeah. Somebody that's like they're really into their craft.
Who is a master of or a student of the game. But I'm rooting for Lefty. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he has a good heart.
Why is that the one Mexican you got love for? What is this?
We got D-Baby and
I like Mexican OT.
Peso, you know what I'm saying?
I listen to Peso. I'm not a super fan, but I appreciate what he's doing. What's the other little dude? The dude from Central Valley?
There's Bravo the Bag Chaser.
What's the guy from Central Valley?
Oh, Tommy G's.
Tommy Guns.
Tommy Guns.
Two-layer cannon.
I mean, I give them a listen to see what I like and I don't like, but when I listen to Lefty,
bangers.
Yeah, Tommy's got bangers, but P-Face and Blanco and them, I'm not feeling it.
When I listen to Lefty Gunplay, his album was not bad. You can't tell me that Lefty Gunplay album was terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It was a listen.
It wasn't make a mark on the game.
But it was a listen, though.
Early on.
You could get through the whole album with no skips.
You could listen.
Listen.
It was audio.
How much value did that bring?
I'm telling you, it made me feel like, yo,
I'm Mexican now.
No.
Maybe they don't. Maybe we shouldn't deport them all.
Maybe
we should say 5 or 10% of them.
It gave me the strong urge to pick strawberries. No, fucking
No, but Lefty ain't even Mexican. He's white and Guatemalan.
He wanted to laugh at that, but he didn't want to lose on it.
I just don't even know. Do they pick strawberries?
We do.
Hell yeah, everybody.
Sometimes.
Listen.
I'll pick some strawberries.
That's why Gavin Newsom he owned all them damn vineyards
Trump
and shit.
loves them too. He rolled back the ice shit for farm
Gavin
workers
Newsom owns 3 vineyards. So we know why he let motherfuckers cross the border.
As long as he keeps employing illegal immigrants, I don't got no problem.
Because the more he lets in, the less he got to pay. The new immigrants,
that's true.
They got a new lower price.
And look at the H-1B visa. All the Indians and Chinese, he's about to let 100,000 Chinese workers come here on H-1B
600,000 Chinese students. That's all culture war shit. But what I'm telling you with India, I'm not totally mad at that because India is a very important ally against China for the United States.
Yeah, but bringing their people here to take the engineering jobs, that's what a lot of the right-wingers were. Supports that with Elon's push.
But you got to understand, big, beautiful bill, $100,000 basically fee for a request of a new H1B visa or HB1. So he's putting in something to address it, but at the same time, I understand the humanitarian toll, and I understand that if we get into it with China, you want India at China's back, so they got more to worry about than just the West. So I'm not 100% against that, but at the same time, programs need to be created to train Americans to do the jobs of the future.
Yeah, it should be America first.
Always.
Will you take a stand against the Indian poop throwing festivals?
Disgusting.
They really.
I've seen that clip. Is that AI or not?
I watched it.
That's real. Yeah. Well, they worship cows, so they.
I've seen there's like a documentary on it on all that.
The thing is, I just take a stand against them putting their foot in a pot of soup and shit.
They had one guy who was eating little bits of cow shit.
Or the guy that's like in there and he just buys whatever from the street vendors and he's like taking like a little small sip. I watch that dude on YouTube sometimes. They just get the most sketchy shit in India.
I think Hinduism is like the 3rd largest religion in the world and like the 3rd fastest growing.
I mean, India is huge.
So they could be smacking you a poop in a few years, Adam.
That's why we need hardcore immigration
What do you
laws.
think about the Nick Fuentes rise as of recent? Trump just
I hope he takes over your fucking party and then nobody ever gets elected from your party ever again.
He can't take over.
He is taking over the party. Him and Tucker are teamed up and they're taking over.
They got a lot of views.
Views don't mean anything. Views don't translate to support.
But you're in denial that the Republican Party is currently at war. This guy thinks he can get elected
based on views.
No, the party's at war right now.
Yeah,
the party's not at war.
They're saying they're fractured.
I'm in the party.
Big fracture.
I'm in the party and the party is not at war. You guys look at everything.
Trump.
Okay, what side do you want?
She's already kissing Trump's ass.
What side do you want?
But
should we continue to support Israel?
Last time I asked you, you said we shouldn't. You don't agree with Israel supports that.
No, I didn't. I don't agree with really sending money. No, what I'm saying is I don't agree with just giving a country money mindlessly, but I understand that Israel is kind of like the watchdog for the U.S. in the Middle East. So, yeah, I think.
It's like, how far does that
that's like their paycheck
benefit, like, justify the black eye that they're giving our country with the genocide, all the stuff they're doing?
That benefits you a lot because they're like the first line between us and terrorists getting over here. All their surveillance and stuff of like every country in the Middle East, it really helps the United States stay safe. So I'm not going to knock them. On top of that, I go to Kenya all the time. United States and Israel joint venture helping Kenyan anti-terrorism. And it made that country go from like a third world country to a developing country with a truly robust economy. American companies are going there because now it's safe. Whereas in the beginning of the early 2000s, they were having a terrorist attack every week. Yeah. They're directly next door to Somalia. So the Israel and the United States know how to get shit done. What I'm going to say with the genocide
They need to get the Gaza problem done. But
we have a ceasefire in Gaza. Ceasefire. Wait a minute.
Next day they were violating.
No, but wait. Biden sat and watched Gaza play out for 2 years.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He didn't do anything to stop it.
He restricted the weapons and the bombs going to Israel.
I get that,
point,
but he did not make
he was yanking the chain at least.
But listen,
Trump is
no.
avant-garde. Do whatever you want.
That's a TDS comment because Biden never called for an immediate ceasefire like Trump did.
But he was
Biden yanked the chain
with them.
Listen, no.
And yanked the chain.
Trump put pressure and achieved a ceasefire. Biden had all the same abilities as Trump. The problem was Biden was heavily invested with the weapons manufacturing companies that were giving Israel weapons.
I think he just didn't want to attack Iran like Trump did. That's why they didn't get that.
One person, deal done. Listen, why wouldn't you want to attack Iran? Because
we're supposed to be like no new wars.
No new wars. But there was no war. There was no new war.
That's usually how you start a war, by bombing a nuclear facility.
Listen, Trump did not attack Iran. He destroyed a nuclear enrichment facility.
He bombed them, yeah.
No, but that was illegal for them to have.
No, I get it.
Based on things they agreed to.
They were doing shady shit. They cut off the surveillance in the labs.
Yes, we know. We know. But they agreed not to enrich uranium at those levels.
And then they kicked out the people that we were
They violated their agreement.
Yeah.
Trump came, put belt to ass. Prove that the United States is the premier technological force in the world because everyone's talking about China and whatever. China and Russia.
I'm tired of hearing talk about how great China is. Listen. I'm not going to
China and Russia.
Ralphie, but damn, that's so annoying.
The part of Iran that Trump bombed is less than 300 miles off the border of China and Russia.
Yeah, I saw it. And it's like an underground bunker that they had to send the heavy
But what I'm telling you is,
and all that shit.
I want everybody to think who says the stupid China dominant shit. The United States flew those planes around in Iranian airspace for like 13 hours or some shit. In 13 hours, China nor Russia was able to detect 7 B-2 Spirit bombers literally
I'm pretty sure
in their airspace for 13 hours. How are you more technologically advanced than the United States when we have nuclear capable planes flying right next door to you and you can't even detect those planes?
Yeah, I get that.
So it just shows these are paper tigers, man. These are paper tigers. I trust Trump to handle business. Trump stands up to Israel. Bibi wanted to continue to go and bomb Gaza. Trump shut him down, told him no. That's more than I've ever seen a Democrat do. They just fold.
From what I seen, it was just Trump saying, hey, yeah, we're going to finalize these plans to turn the Gaza Strip into a tourist destination after we get rid of everybody that's there.
If people
I didn't see Biden or Kamala talking about anything like that.
If people say that they want to stop seeing Palestinian children pulled from rubble, dead, that's what Trump did. He stopped us having
that's
to
still
see.
happening.
No,
it's still
but there's no
happening.
bombing going on. No, there's people there.
I'm sure we could look up and find some bombing.
There are international bodies that are on the ground in Gaza right now.
Attacking Hamas. And I understand that it's complicated because Hamas doesn't wear uniforms. They're committing human rights violations as well. So I get that part, but it doesn't take away that they're still bombing those people. And
I don't know if they're bombing. I don't know if they're bombing. We could say
I don't
that.
think all the bombing stopped.
Well, we could speculate, but what I'm telling you is there are groups on the ground right now, international law groups there. There's now the lens is on the world and there's money to be made. Once there's money to be made, that's going to make an area peaceful. Because now you got very rich people invested there who got their own wet teams.
But we got to end that blockade too, because anything that we're trying to send in there doesn't even get in there most of the time. Well, they're Israel stopping it. A lot of the aid that's supposed to go in.
But there was a couple of journalists who went there.
Yeah.
And they were saying that Hamas was confiscating the aid.
I heard that too.
I have a friend. I'm not going to say his name. We'll just say his name is Omar. I've known him for like over 10 years. He is Syrian. Mm-hmm. He's a doctor. He actually snuck into Gaza Strip and was working in hospitals that were being bombed, helping save lives. He came out, and when he got back, he was mad because some of the shit I said about. Yeah. So he gets in my inbox and he's like going in on me. But I mean, there were some things that he shared with me that it kind of strengthened my resolve for Trump's solution, because I said, why aren't all the other Muslim countries coming in to help?
Yeah.
He said, only Allah can save Gaza. That's the only, he said, because nobody wants help. I commend Trump for at least stopping the daily bombing, the slaughter of children, the slaughter of women. You got to start somewhere. And Trump started it. And now it's on them and that team that got put together to work on a peaceful resolution. That's all I could give.
I hope the same thing happens, but I don't think the violence has lowered to this, the rate that Brandon's saying, but maybe I could be wrong. But from the last team I saw, the blockade's still going on. There's bombing still happening. There's shootings happening the day after.
You should get over there.
Fire, you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
You could disguise yourself as Israeli.
Yeah, for sure. I
can see you in the press
I could throw the yarmulke on and get
throw the whole rabbi outfit.
Anyway, all right, I got to go eat before the Tuesday show, which will be starting at 4 p.m. Please make sure you tune in. Same place, 4 p.m. Appreciate Brandon and Moose Man for taking part in this debate. Please let us know who you preferred in the comments. We will be reading them and probably responding on social media in some form.
Why does it always have to be a preference? Why can't you just enjoy the fact that I came here, gave you a bunch of value?
Okay, if you want to thank Brandon for how much value he brought to the table, maybe just do that. If you want to thank Moose for how much value he brought to the table, but definitely don't compare them against each other.
Yeah, we're in America. It's white or black, all right? Choose one of us.
Yeah, not him. No, I'm just kidding.
We snort white and we shoot black. Let's go. No Jumper, coolest podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to be reading them comments. Appreciate y'all.
Wait, what about the donations? You got a lot of donations. That's one thing I bring is donations.
I ain't reading that shit right now. We're going to read it on the Tuesday show.